You're just in time. Quick, get behind your belt.
Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to this week's show of Mortal Spheres. Yeah. Hi. First of all, Jess, thank you for the sub. 4 months in a row. Let's do go to other worlds together. I'm excited. Let's also go to Gen Con together. Let's do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we should. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, let's go through our channel announcements. Welcome, Kentucky Hawkeye. How are you doing? We have social links. Go and check out our YouTube, our Discord, and our Twitter. Discord for the social space where you can talk about it. I'm going to rewind to take that back again. Thank you, Monte Cook Games, for the host. Social links. Discord. Discord is our safe place where you can come and talk about TTRPGs and other games inclusively with like-minded individuals. Send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you a game. We have 5 viewer games a week, including 1 Monster of the Week, 2 D&D 5e, 1 lot of Cypher System, and 1 Ryutama. Also, we have YouTube. All of these videos will be live on YouTube before the next week is up. In fact, I believe this video will go live at 1 PM on Tuesday. I think that's the last video. We also have Patreon. Go and support us on Patreon, everyone. It's the best way to do so. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar is very much appreciated. Thank you all very much for your support. We have currently stably hit our goal of $500. We have stopped ducking below it again. So thank you all so much for your support. So appreciated. You're all amazing. Thank you. Next, we also have merchandise. You can go and check out our merch on Redbubble. You can see Hans displaying the Christmas logo on his lovely maroon top. It's beautiful. I enjoy it. Up. I thought Zelda was... I thought you were like, I've got one too! Oh no, up there. You're also muted. We also have sponsors. We have Bird in the Storm Publishing, who are a content creator that create content for D&D and other TTRPGs. We played their Midnight Weald game, Clearing the Midnight Weald, over Christmas time. And it was a ton of fun. It's on YouTube. There will be more stuff coming from them in the next season, so keep tuned for that. We also have Mage-Hand Press. Mage-Hand Press made the Dark Matter Alpha, the D&D 5e expansion in the sci-fi universe. So we use it to play D&D in space. It's a ton of fun. You should check it out on Thursdays at 10 PM EST with DM Laugh Love Lindy. We also have some panels down below. Head down and check out arasavad.com, ruinc.com, tabletoploot.com, and our artist Ambly. For the first 3, if you want dice, accessories, or maps, go and get a discount code and get yourself between 10 and 15% discount. Every panel's different with a different code, so go and check it out. Also, our artist Ambly, she does most of the posters and overlays. She did this overlay, but the poster was all Jess. So, thank you, Jess. Tweet. Every 10 retweets, we will get a strange oddity. So please go and tweet the tweet so we can tweet about the tweets. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Jess, why don't I hand over to you? Why don't you take control of the show?
Oh, yes. I love power. Hi, everyone. I'm Jess. Good to be back. Super excited for this session. I am Burst of Hope on Twitter. Today we'll be figuring out what the heck just happened. All of these studies. Find me here, find me everywhere. Just follow me on Twitter, you'll figure it out. Moving on.
I'll take this one.
Sorry, I don't have Twitch on. I'm like, I don't know who's next.
And I was just like, I was just watching the birdies fly around my head.
So with it.
I'm Zelda. I'm playing Sei Hanekawa. If you want to find me personally, you can find me at Zelda Inami. Same thing as the thing above my head on Twitch and Twitter. I stream sometimes. Anyways, yeah, I'm playing Sei Hanekawa. She has no idea what to think of this thing. Also, she's an ex-Olympian, if you care to know that. She did track and field. She's kind of fast, kind of good at jumping. Has cyborg arms and legs. It's pretty cool. Trying to make friends currently.
Do you know what? This genuinely got me thinking the other day about what the Paralympics will become with the development of better prosthetic enhancements.
Awesome.
It was kind of exciting. It was kind of exciting. Yeah, because at some point it's going to be like, I mean, it's already close to better than, like, the rules are so tight to stop it being better than the Olympics. But anyway, that's me sidetracking massively. Let's go and say hello to Hans. Hans, hi!
Hey, I totally agree. The Paralympics are awesome. We should probably just talk about that for the rest of the stream, but I'm not well enough informed to say anything more about it, to be frank. Yeah. So I'm playing, I mean, it's just really cool, the stuff that people can do now. So
we should talk about this, but I won't be able to contribute.
That's exactly what I was saying. Thank you for getting the gist that I was trying to get across. Perfect. I'm playing Harold Yamakawa. He is not that interesting compared to, say, like a cyborg person or things like that. He's just going through a lot of stuff, but he is currently holding Quan in his arms, like the tender duckling that he is. They are? He, she, or they are. So looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a whole session of that, right? Frankly, so that's me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much to Michael Wayne, who donates a re-roll for, is it Sai or Say? Say, right? For Say and Harold. Which leaves me the only player without a re-roll. I'm not guilt-tripping anyone. Thank you, Kentucky Hawkeye, for the 210 bits as well. You can add 2 temporary points to someone's pool with those 200 bits, if you would like to do so. Alice, hello.
Hello, I'm White Rabbit Pick. I've currently drunk a lot of coffee, so I'm sorry if I speak too fast today, but I am playing Emery Chapman, and she is a writer from England, and she's been researching these star seeds to try and find out what they are, and she's sort of been thrown in with this group. She's still not too sure what to make of it all. especially after last session when she revealed something she was kind of hoping not to, that she is a telepath, but saw no other way out of it because the hand signals just weren't working. So yeah, that's Emery.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Hawkeye, for one point to Quan and one to Emery. So we each get a temporary point, which leads me to a question about whether our pool's replenished or not. But before I get onto that, I'm playing Quan, who's accidentally an Irish Rick without a teleporter gun. Essentially.
Pickle brick.
I genuinely, I realised about 45 minutes into the stream what I'd done. I just picked things that seemed interesting. There we go. It's difficult to understand him, but he does become more transparent during serious interactions. I'm trying, yes. Oh yeah, and last week we put the Zoom notes into Patreon. So if you want to see the Zoom notes, we can put them in Patreon and you can do that. I wonder if that's something we could do live, like every half an hour or something. I don't know how quick Patreon is.
Export it, then you'd export it over and over. Like it would double up.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. That's a shame. Okay, cool.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a quick thanks as well to Zelda. Zelda, thank you so much for your raid that came in after we were offline the other day. It was amazing.
We don't talk about that.
The best thing is, it was after the Eden time slot, so it was the same time slot that you used to stream with us in.
We don't talk about it. I'm sorry.
Don't be.
I was late.
It's beautiful. I love it. Thank you. I'm done. Thank you, Jess.
Excellent. Okay, so we had a lot of shenanigans and had a lot of cool stream things happen as we were wrapping up last session. So let me bring you back in. We had just flipped the lights essentially upon your sensory deprivations. So let's see, we still have Quan in Harold's hands. We've got Emery and Zay. I would imagine after everything came together, pockets all came together, and you guys are standing right next to each other. And how do you want to process being brought together? You had that announcement overhead being like, welcome to the study. And that was it.
I think Emery looks at Harold like, why are you carrying him?
I told you if I put him down, he's going to go do something.
Yep.
Quan's just kind of maintaining eye contact. He's not sure whether to complain or whether to like ask or anything. He's in that awful place where you're not very good at social skills and you don't know what the protocol for please put me down is.
Rages in Irish.
I've been in a lot of
screaming.
I've been in a lot of tests and a lot of like medical and like schools tests. This is a weird test. I don't think I've ever been in a test like this before. Does anyone understand what this is, where we are, what just happened? Because that was weird.
No. Part of the test, I guess.
Harold, are you comfortable? You just want to hold on to Quan? You gonna... What are we doing here?
I mean, nobody said put him down directly or anything like that. There's not really a reason to put him down.
This is true.
So actually, Harold is thinking about this like if you were in like an academy test or something like that, and he is expecting something to happen from the corners at any second. And this is a small person who needs to like a little bit of help in this situation. He's probably going to hold on.
Oh, by the way, Harold, are you okay? I saw you like not having what seems like a good time earlier. You were like,
We should probably all focus on what's going to happen next.
yeah, you're right. But what is going to happen next?
I don't know. Watch the shadows. You look that way, I'll look this way. Let's make sure nothing catches us unexpected.
Okay.
With the lights on, you see that you are in a very white, very expansive open room. Wall to wall, maybe like, I don't know, how metrics, who knows, like 5,000 square feet. And you guys are just huddled together. As time passes, the announcement plays again, and it's like, welcome to the study.
Hello?
Looks around like,
Hello! Thank
Oh,
you
it
for
speaks.
greeting us.
Oh, you're welcome. Who are you? Where are you?
The important question is, who are you?
Oh, I'm Say. How are you?
Say, yes, we've just been uploaded your file. Interesting. No limbs, huh?
Well, kind of. I mean, I have these ones.
Yes,
They're just not the
artificial
ones I
limbs.
was born with.
Sure, very good.
Do you think we should all greet her?
oh, where is it? Like, it's sort of looking up to see where this voice is coming from. Do you,
I don't know where she is.
do you need all our names?
That would
Oh.
be sufficient. We need faces and names placed as we scan your bodies.
You're okay. Emery Chapman.
Emery. Interesting. The sleuth. I see.
What's that supposed to mean?
Silence.
Great.
Who is next? Nobody. Okay. We must assume names if no one else introduces themselves.
I've just realised that I don't have my donation panel up, so I'll be right back.
Once again, Streamer 101.
Pro streamer.
Hashtag, yo.
And
This-
Emery will look over at Howard and be like, are you not going to say anything? As he cradles Quan in his arms.
Are you sure?
Can Con try and figure out what's going on? Is this a test or is this just like a general introduction? I'd like to make some sort of intellect check to do that, if
Oh,
possible.
sure. Why not?
Is that
Never
cool?
hurts to roll. Yeah.
Just like an open one.
Did it? Oh no. Did
No,
you?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm stuck in a window that I can't get out of until I.
Dee doo dee doo. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Is that the right banner?
What did you think? I don't have the thing available. To do.
Hang on, I'm coming. There, I'm there. I did the thing.
Well, there is a disembodied voice playing inside your heads, and you all can hear.
Like this.
So it's not from a speaker system or anything like that. It doesn't
Nope.
seem to be reverberating off the walls. Okay. Cool.
Mm-mm, definitely inside your head. This is your final warning. If no one assigns a name to your body, we will have to figure this out on our own.
Go ahead and figure it out on your own.
Harold rolled me a d2.
A D2?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay. I should do the thing where you do that right, though.
Yeah, something backslash.
Okay.
Okay. Huh. The body carrying the other body seems to be a scientific type. That one must be Quan. Does anyone object to this identification?
I don't like that you're in my head. Just there's a pointer.
Oh, you noticed that. That's good. It's a very good sign. Did anyone else notice? Or
It's yeah, it's kind of weird. It feels like when you have like your earbuds in and the music is playing.
we're still calibrating the telepathic information. Is it reverberating in anyone's head? Is it too loud?
Quan is going to be imagining, because he has a very active brain, that there is the miniature version of him that was working on the blackboard is going to produce a broadsword and try and chase the voice out of his head.
Yep.
This is
Okay.
brilliant.
Great.
Just laying there like, wah, wah.
Still, like, just quietly looking at Harold, like, when does this end?
In Quan's head, is he like a giant Celtic warrior?
No, he's the same size. He's just really able to carry the sword. Like, the sword's like twice his height, but he's just like it weighs nothing.
Harold, you, as we are synchronizing, have a very interesting imagination. Have you ever wielded a sword before, Harold? Nope. Okay. Are you gonna think inside your head at all? No, or are you gonna try to withhold your brain space? No thoughts.
Who, me?
Just slashing. I mean, technically, you're assigned as Harold right now.
I am, yeah. So, I would, wherever the voice comes from, I'll just attack that.
You do realize you can't attack objects inside your headspace.
I'm gonna call their bluff. I must have a mental attack. I want to use it on myself.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, no, damn it, I didn't, because I went something else, didn't I? I went translation. I don't have a mental attack. I was thinking of the adepts in Cypher. I don't. Damn it, they're right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gemsong, who donates. So we've already smashed our donation goal within the first half an hour. Thank you so much. And that was designated as 2 rerolls to Harold, 2 rerolls to Say, 1 reroll to Emery, and 1 reroll to Quan.
Thanks, Gemsong.
That's beautiful.
So we've got rerolls for days, yeah.
So you gotta let him make a mental attack so that he can reroll it.
Can I just do that? Can I just make a mental attack? Like,
So did you take any particular skills?
I took the one that allows me to translate across recursions easier.
That's the only skill you have?
And lab analysis. Those are my only 2 skills. The only other thing I have is intellect defense. Oh, I have closed mind. Can I just shut them out?
Please, go ahead.
I completely forgot about that. Can I
Yeah.
even redact that? So, like, as soon as the voice starts, can I just, like, do the iron curtains coming down over the windows? Like, in my head, it's a bunker and just like, hoodoo, 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 hoodoo.
Also, Michael Wayne has an idea for you. He suggests you slap your own face.
Oh shit. Okay, so if you can absolutely retcon. We can retcon and you can close your mind off. What does it look like when you close your mind off?
So, like, you know, like,
Externally.
oh,
Internally, we got a great view.
externally, he doesn't move a twitch. He's still just looking uncomfortably at Harold, wondering how to ask to be put down.
Okay, so
Harold's not making any eye contact whatsoever.
But, like,
I'm just looking over him like this the whole time.
but like, as soon as that first thing, whatever it was like, welcome or whatever, as soon as it was like, well, he was just like,
yeah, great. So like you were kind of semi-relaxed while actual Harold was holding you, and then as you start closing your mind off, you like stiffen a little, and you're just like awkwardly frozen there, and for a couple seconds, and you manage to close it off. And now it's more like if they talk at all, you can still hear it, but it's very like muffled. But then over the intercom, they're like, interesting. Very high potential here. Yes, okay. Well, no matter. Surely we can break through these defenses.
we just hit 10 retweets. Thank you very much. So one of us gets a strange oddity, and Jess did something really fancy.
I did. Okay, so we got a table. Let's see who gets the oddity. Ting, 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 ting. Okay, Quan.
It's cool.
For the sake of the story, though, it's going to be Harold Quan, not Quan Harold.
Yeah, but which one is that?
Hang on, so
Don't worry,
So-
we'll resolve this soon. Harold Kwan is going to be hot. Don't get excited. You got too much XP here. So no.
I liked the idea of like just one Harold is Quan, but two Harolds is Harold. So we've got Harold and Harold.
That's how we know it's the real Harold.
Oh yeah.
Harold squared. Okay. Hans, go ahead and roll me 1d4.
Okay, I'll try to do it right this time. Let's see how this works.
I have faith.
I am trying real hard. Okay.
4. Okay. And then a D100.
Okay.
95. Okay. You're going to get a mug. And it'll materialize here in the study room. And it's a mug that turns any liquid placed within it purple. That's it.
I have to keep that away from Quan at all costs.
Indeed, you do.
Welcome to the
I
academy.
imagine
This
it
is
can
so
materialize like behind your foot, so it's out of sight from Harold Quan or Quan Harold. I don't know. Whatever.
Harold.
Harold. No, just
It-
Harold.
Harold and Harold.
Yeah, Harold is the real
Christ,
Harold.
Is the real Harold.
Okay, so it materializes behind Harold on the ground. No liquid in it.
It
And you're just-
materializes behind Harold, so Harold can't see it. Got it.
Correct. Brilliant.
Jess is gonna hate us.
Oh my God. You know what? It's fine. I did it. I started it. So all good. All right. At this determination, the voice comes back in, and you hear a hum, and you're like, going over these papers, looking once more. Our hypothesis seems incorrect, and I assume we named you all incorrectly. Emery, would you like to verify if Harold is Quan or Quan is Harold?
I don't think this is my place to say. Yes.
All right. I see we have a helpful lot that we've brought into this study. Fantastic. Zelda.
Who's Zelda?
Sorry. Say.
Yes, that's me. I am Sei Hanekawa. How are you?
We're gonna be a little bit peachier if you can verify whether the man standing around holding the other body is either Harold or Quan. Oh my God. No, I'm so
I'm just gonna point at both of them and say that's Harold and that's Quan.
Okay, well, it's going to take a little bit of time for us to analyze the motion of your pointing to see if we can distinguish who you were pointing at. Can someone just... Okay.
Emery is slightly scared of Harold, so he doesn't want to actually rat him out.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chat, let
Okay.
it be known that characters have changed their names in Zoom to be Harold, and Harold.
What do you think?
All I see is,
Oh,
is the
it was meant to
Spartacus
be.
scene. I'm Harold. No, I'm Harold.
What have I done? What did I do?
Only yourself to blame.
It's, well, I'll blame the dice. It's fine.
You can blame me. I mean, I'm okay with that.
All right, no matter. 4 pops, and right beside your arm, each one of you has like a syringe hovering next to you. And they're like, okay, well, since you signed all the paperwork and did all the permissions given, we will be now drawing a sample from you to verify your identity.
No, you won't. Like,
Roll me a speed defense, Emery.
but I'm so slow.
You're welcome to spend effort.
Yes.
Fair enough. With an 18,
Nice.
your minor effects, you will be fast enough in this instance to swat it away, and it kind of goes flying. It kind of loops around, loops around back at you, and is trying to get where it was originally. And as you swatted it away, all three others are going to stick you, unless you want to make a. None? Okay, good, excellent. Is anyone a little squeamish in character of needles? Or are we all good?
I got a feeling Harold's experimented on himself enough times to not be like squeamish about a needle.
Okay.
He means Harold, not Harold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all in at this point.
I'm gonna try really hard to get those together. Okay, so they stick into the three of you just fine, and it starts to draw, but it doesn't draw blood. It seems to be drawing some sort of ethereal liquid, and it looks perhaps a smidge bioluminescent. And Harold's seems to be shining a little brighter than everyone else's. And Emery, you see this, and that your needle comes back around, and it still manages to stick you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's gonna happen anyway, and just sort of
Pierces your arm. Easy peasy. That was fine, wasn't it? Let's see. Wow. Go ahead.
No, my character's not as charismatic as I am. I need to stay quiet.
I spent a little time getting into Carol character. Nectar. The lights dim. Now you're kind of in a yellow fade, like almost in a sunset. And you can see the vibrance of these syringes pulling this liquid out. What do you guys want to do? It's going to take a little bit of time. It's pretty slow. Harold still holding onto Harold, even when you got stuck with a needle.
Yeah. I haven't been given any really good reasons to let go of him yet.
Like a badass. You guys are just gonna stand there awkwardly. No one wants to interact.
It's gonna be so awkward. It's gonna be so
the most
fucking
antisocial character.
It's been a couple of minutes now, right?
awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
All right. I'm
Like-
gonna put you down.
head lady,
Yes.
can you only talk into my head, or like, are you like able to do other cool things?
That's our current form of
Power?
communication.
Do you mean like you and me, or like you and like a bunch of other people?
We're trying to assess everyone who's signed up for this study. You guys seem like a promising lot.
What did you just pull out of them and me? That's weird. Is that weird? I don't think I have anything glowy in my body. Oh, besides those suckers. That might...
Did you try one of the suckers?
Oh, yes.
Oh, interesting.
Was I not supposed to?
No, that's absolutely fine. They're there for your own refreshment and amusement. They're simply recreational. Nothing there, no drugs, none whatsoever.
That sounds like there's drugs in it, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Indeed. Now that we've taken this sample, you guys are gonna make it so hard. We're just gonna... I'm gonna close Zoom chat.
It's a move, yeah.
Oh man.
We love you, Jess.
I hate puns so much. The syringes vanish into thin air, and the voice tells you, You passed the first test. Your samples seem promising. We'll take them back for assessment. Do you have any questions?
Now he's put down, Corn will start. Yeah, we're gonna get a copy of the documentation.
I believe you've already acquired your own copy of your documentation.
No, not my documentation. The test documentation. What's your hypothesis? What are your variables?
Oh, but regardless of your studies in science, you can't be privy to that just yet. That would ruin our results now, wouldn't it?
I see a blind group. Fair enough. I understand that.
Very good.
So what now? What do we do next? Or where do we go? You're not gonna like it just sort of covers up her neck and her arms, like that's the only thing you needed, right?
For now.
Right.
It's interesting that all of you were just drawn to the study with very minimal information, and no one has sought out anything else. Very peculiar. We had many more people before you ask quite a few questions.
What did they ask?
Oh, no worries. That would also ruin my study.
I imagine that everything that we just did was a study, and every time we come out of one, we'll be getting one of these samples taken.
Perchance.
What
You
do
will be noted the procedures as they are relevant.
What do you need these samples for?
To verify what makes a starseed, of course. As you all stand, the people of Earth self-identify as starseeds on the internet. Ooh, buddy.
Thank you, Phantom Robo, for them 200 and odd bits. You can.
Why? You're hurting me, Colin. All those singles for no reason. But thank you. We love you
so much. And if you'd like to increase some pools by 1 temporary point each, you may do so.
Okay. If they say Harold, we can confuse her and we can both add to our pools.
Chat, you have to say Harold if you want actual Harold to have it.
Harold Hans.
Yeah, Harold
This is not a good
Hans.
game to come in late to. Oh man.
I love Ash jumping on board.
Yeah, just go cousin.
I'm going to do my best to rectify this situation, but I feel like it's not going to be easily fixed.
And Emery looks up at this voice, which she can hear in her head again. She's just looking up. What do we do now? You can't just leave us in this room.
Your bodily functions will be amenified. You'll be fine.
Whoa, wait! You're not leaving us in here, right? Let us out.
You can let yourselves out, or at least if you really are a starseed.
Do you want us to stay on like a regular diet or something to keep your variables fixed? If there's a scientific experiment going on, Con's down.
We have ruled out the variable of your diet, so you can eat whatever you want within reason.
Did you just whisper the fine print?
My mind wanders immediately to the, 2 handfuls of lollipops in my pockets which glow luminescently.
You're gonna get turned on bioluminescent lollies!
I pull one out and just unwrap it.
Wait, are we going home now?
No, but we need
No.
to find a way out.
Yeah, so
If
we
there
can't
are
see
no
doors,
other.
right?
Oh, yes. No doors.
Okay,
Big blank white space in yellow lighting.
got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Harold's just going to look to the sides. Do we want to get out of here?
Do you?
Well, that was more specifically to the non-mentally intruding people, but
I stay very quiet. Yeah, I don't really want to stay here. Wherever here is.
Okay. I'm going to start looking around for a door or a portal or anything like that.
Pew pew portal. The lady will give you one last bit of information, and she'll say, I suppose we should apologize for your first test. That might have been disorienting, but you can celebrate knowing that you passed. Emery, how long have you known that you are telepathic?
And she stays silent for quite a bit, but a while.
Did Harold figure out? I don't think he had an opportunity to know that Emery was telepathic.
It's
Okay.
only the other two.
Sure. Do you take that in stride, Harold?
To be frank, Harold's not giving a lot of credit to the person who's speaking in his head at this point. So,
No, the telepathic voice clearly doesn't know telepathy. So. Shenanigans!
he's
I
hearing
call
this
shenanigans.
information. They can't even tell two Heralds apart.
Yes, okay, yes.
What kind of science experiment is this?
All things can be figured out in due time.
Well, if we're doing a scientific experiment, you might as well want to know all of the variables early. So, I am in fact Quan.
Brilliant! Good. Lord have mercy. That'll be interesting. We suggest if you want to get out of here, you start by figuring out why you are here.
Right here.
One last hint. You will need all of you to be able to get out of here.
Quan immediately sits down cross-legged again and goes back to the blackboard in his head, trying to figure out how they did the thing that they were doing. You
What thing?
let me know if you need me.
Oh, the talking inside your head thing? Or, like, shutting people out thing?
No, yeah, everyone shut out, but I'm also just having my little person go back to the blackboard and carry on working out lines of maths to try and figure out what was going on.
Oh, with your closed mind ability, how long does that last?
That is a very good question.
Welcome to the academy. Please take your seats.
Do you...
Hang on. Let me go and quickly look it up. I did not make sufficient notes. I used.
That's okay. It's not
shorthand.
super relevant to the narrative, so you can look that up, and then while he's figuring out his mind magic, what's Say gonna do?
Well, so I already know Emery's a telepathic person talking in heads also. Harold, you said something about getting out of here. Do you
Yeah.
have an idea?
I do. Quan's already sitting down. Emery, since you can talk in people's heads, you stay here. Say you go that way, I'll go this way. We see if we can find a wall or a way out.
Okay. And I will take off.
I will run in the opposite direction.
So you guys are just like sprinting to the ends of the
Oh
wall.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
running.
I'm also trying to use my perception and see if I can see stuff, which is useful.
Yes, I would love to see if you see stuff.
Okay. Shall I make a roll? Would that be good?
Intellect, please.
So, yep, fun fact, I'm specialized in perception. And I'm considering spending some edge here. Do you think this counts as me solving a mystery?
Yeah.
Investigating?
Mhm.
Okay, so my fun, cool ability I have is I can spend from any of my pools when I'm spending for a investigation roll.
Already, great, fantastic.
So I'm going to spend out of my might pool, because why not? And that'd be a level of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I only have to spend 2 because I have an edge. I'm totally
Correct.
cheating.
Haha. Okay. How urgently are you running?
Say's really fast, I'm assuming, so I'm probably running as fast as I can.
Super fast. And you went in opposite ends. Okay. So
Mhm.
lengthwise as you travel,
Speed makes more sense.
yes, you don't see a whole lot. You do sense the air feels oddly heavy, and as you're sprinting, you notice that as you move in this room, there's like gold and dust flecks everywhere, but they're not like impeding or getting in your eye or anything. They're just kind of like little dusts of light. Say you would clearly see it, since if you're moving at a faster speed than he is, then yeah, you're like, ooh, shiny. As you guys approach closer and closer to what appeared to be the end of the wall, you realize it was painted in, like the corner that would meet the ground and the wall was painted in as a perception thing, and it's actually like egg shaped, so like the wall is curved, so like if you don't stop in time, you kind of easily run up the wall like an escape ramp. No.
Yeah, that sounds like a cool thing to do. I mean, we would want to do that, right?
I see how high I can get.
You absolutely can with a speed roll from either of you.
I'm absolutely making that roll.
Okay, because I beat a speed difficulty of 2, I have this thing called where is it?
Fancy feet, fleet of foot, something.
I have fleet of foot, and I have move like the wind, which
Ooh.
allows me to take another action on top of that and move a long distance.
Okay.
Can I use the action to also like jump as far up in the air as I can?
Is your end goal to jump vertically or to do like some acrobatic flip backwards?
Just vertically.
Okay. Yes, you do that. The wall is surprisingly forgiving and will be a good launch point for you as you do this ability. And you're able to get up pretty high, but you can't graze any sort of ceiling. You can't tell how far up that ceiling is.
How far up abouts did I get with the run and jump?
Wait, am I the only one in standard? Do I have to start learning metrics here?
I use feet and meters.
Okay, both is good. I would say with the run, you are able to run about 10 feet up, and then with the jump, you probably spring up another 10 feet. So you're like, wee, 20 feet, and you're like, if you're trying to reach for the ceiling, you got nothing.
Yep, no ceiling. Damn.
I looked it up. I'm ever so slightly wrong. It just gives me training against intellect in intellect defense tasks.
Okay, that's okay. I'm okay with the narrative being as stand.
Thank you.
Going forward, we'll work with it.
Is there a corner to this room?
I don't know. Are you gonna start running the perimeter?
Yeah, if I can.
Now, question is, what is Harold doing?
Okay, so when I tried to run up the wall, I probably didn't do as well as Say, but just managed to land back on my feet. Yeah, I'm gonna check back in with Emery. I'm just thinking really hard because I'm imagining that's how this works. Emery, did anything change?
And Emery she feels a bit weird that now they all know she's a telepath, and it's something she doesn't normally like revealing, but she sort of tries to reach out and see if anything has changed.
You're reaching out to Harold?
Just everything.
Okay.
I'm reaching out to whatever I can, whether it's like hopping between them. I probably can't get into Breck.
If you're trying to reach out like mentally and get a vibe for the room, you're going to notice that the air in the room feels like hyper saturated with some sort of feeling. And if you're envisioning it, it feels like the graininess of like sharpening a photo too hard. And are you trying to reach out to like Harold and say as well?
Yeah. I actually reach out with my hand at the same time, almost like to see if I can feel it. I know I probably can't, but she's like, and she's just saying this to Harold, like in his head, like this is weird. This is, I don't know what this is, but there's something wrong with the air in here.
Yeah. What's Say doing?
Oh, are you? I'm
was
sorry.
you.
Was
Yeah, that
Harold
was you,
asking
Emery.
Emery,
Oh,
right?
you're asking
Right. Like
me.
this on
Oh, I
the
see.
right. Yep.
And she sort of looks at me like, running. Really, really running. Like just watching. And this isn't like, she's not going into Say's head, just watching. Do
Do you know what
laps.
direction to go?
What, you want to meet up? Or what?
No, I want to do the opposite.
Then head that way. And she just like, again, just you hear it and she just gestures behind her to go left, so you're left.
I go to my left and I run opposite Say.
Say, how fast do you want to travel the perimeter? Are you like?
Oh, I
sprinting
got
and
one
burning?
hand on the wall, and I'm just running as fast as I can until I either see adjacent wall or, obviously within reason. If I start losing sight of them, then it's game over.
It's vast, but it's 5,000 square feet. So you guys, there's nothing impeding your vision, so you can still see each other. It's just quite a big space. As you hit the original corner to the wall that you ran up, you see that it's going to curve. So it feels a little sharp, not perfectly round, but it does curve a little bit. And are you going like Sonic speed, like gotta go fast, Sonic, or like?
I was sprinting, but if I see that there's another wall there, I will probably slow down.
Okay.
If I don't see it, then
You think you see it. You think you see normal 90-degree corners, and then as you approach it, it feels smooth still, and it just feels like it was like darkened in that spot to mimic a 90-degree, and it's very smooth. So like it's easy to turn the corner, and it's easy to continue down the length of the space. And as you pass on the narrower side, you can see Harold is doing the same, just a little bit slower. You start to get a little track reminiscing. And how do you feel about Harold running?
it's neat. It's weird to be around just normal people, or how we would like consider them normal people, just running around and actually not keeping up, but being relatively fast. Usually just like sprinting and stuff is more like, I did some long distance, but I mean, for someone to keep up distance wise and not be like seeing them stop and start and stop and start is neat.
Now, would you like to travel the entire loop, or do you want to go back to center?
I'm gonna stand at that vertex where the walls meet and just like jump up and down and wave my arms and see if I can catch someone's attention.
Okay, great. Emery, what are you up to?
Emery's reaching out to both, probably Say and Harold both at the same time, just to see, like, have you found anything? And also looking down at Breck. And she can't help but just go and sit, like, sort of squat in front of him. Like, excuse me. Like, tap on, like, his shoulder if he doesn't move, because he's muted and he's not doing anything about it.
Ah! Yeah, as soon as you squat down and like, excuse me, he's like, Bears!
Oh, wow, okay. we could use a little bit of help getting out of here. Have you got any bright ideas?
Yes, I'm working on some bright ideas right now. And Jess, I wonder if I could start unlocking some of the things that I did with my, like there's some stuff I got at tier 1 which were, I guess, sort of narratively closed. So, like, one of my things from the Strange background is, it's a choice thing. You can either take trained in all actions to do with recognizing and understanding the strange, which I kind of get from being a paradox anyway. It says alternatively, you're trained in either fractal surfing or chaos sphere navigation. I don't know what any of them are, so I didn't choose anything until now, so I could ask about them.
Okay. It probably wouldn't make sense for you to double up, like you said.
Mhm.
So I will keep it in my pocket that you are great at traveling in the chaos sphere, which will become relevant pretty soon. Not quite in this moment. How are those algorithms on your blackboard going with your quantum?
Well, I figured that's what it was. That's what I was working out. I figured, like, narratively that segues quite nicely. That I'm trying to work something out, and I'm like, yeah, we can just leave. But I don't know how it works, so I can't do that. You know, like.
Yeah. So, in your timey-wimey mind space, you've kind of come to a blank. Like, you seem like there's just one letter variable missing, as you're just sitting there, and you seem to think it has to do with velocity.
Velocity, right. Now, Emery,
Yes.
how smart are you?
Why?
Because I've come to a problem in my brain. I want to try and bounce it off of someone, and you'll do it. You're not the first person who's not gone running off as soon as you see a problem. You suddenly just had to think about it, so at least there's potential.
Right, okay. Yeah, what are you thinking?
Right, I'm going to take the most luminescent lolly from my pocket and use it as chalk and start writing just lines and lines and lines of equations, copying them from the blackboard. Now you see this, the quantum flux mechanic moves from here to here, and you can see the integral of the differentials all converge on this point over here. But when you put the limits to infinity round here, you come round to this bit here, and it's all to do with velocity. But that's where I'm stuck. I can't see where the velocity goes in the next line of the formula.
And she stares at you quite blankly for a moment. And so you have a blackboard, right? That's what you were talking about earlier.
Right?
You have a blackboard or something. You were talking about it earlier. Is everything from that blackboard on here?
Pretty much. There's some unrelated stuff. It's more or less of a blackboard and more of a black endingless wall.
Right. So, and she just sort of like rubs her temples again, mainly because she's trying to work out what he's actually saying and what he's saying. What are you trying to tell me here?
I'm trying to tell you that I think I figured out a way to navigate a new thing. Sort of like the universe, but more chaotic. Not really sure. I'm sort of trying to describe it, I think, using this formula here. It's definitely not saddle-shaped. It's sort of continuously moving. Sort of like a quantum mechanical probability formula. So, yes?
Are you trying to say you want to jump? You want to find an opening somewhere in this, whatever this is, and she sort of gestures to this really rough sort of sticky glowing outline that's now on the floor from this lollipop. Like, I'm not a physicist.
Oh, well, I don't know when you're expecting to be a physicist. I was hoping that you might be able to input some sort of valuable insight. Now, okay, let's try explaining it. You write books. Did I hear that right? Did I hear that right earlier that you write books?
Yes, I write books.
Excellent, right. Let's tell it like a story, okay? We're all in this little spaceship from Earth.
Yes.
And we're going to try and fly through a quantum paradox. The thing with the quantum paradox is that when you fly into it, everything changes.
Yes.
In some random weird way. But if you, I think if you move at a certain speed, or if you figure out how the speed relates to the way the thing changes, you can make your way through the thing without changing yourself.
You know, I think I've seen a film about this.
Very old one at this point.
Mm.
And with that, I'm going to offer a group GM intrusion. So you don't have to give any XP. You all get 1 XP. And as you're rambling, Quan, to Emery, a word pops into your head. Actually, 2 words, technically. It's not from the same voice that the study is hosting. The words Mobius Strip pop into your head, glowing in the same font as your lolly writing.
Mobius Strip. Mobius Strip. Give me a quick second when I...
Do you say that out loud?
No, I was literally just Googling it.
Okay. What? You didn't ask Philip?
It's a twist. It's like a. Am I actually thinking of this right? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like Emery's like this is like a strip of something, whether it's time, whatever it is, but there's a twist in it.
The other half of this intrusion is, say, as you're running, you kind of lose track of Harold, and all of a sudden, you are coming up behind Harold, and I would say, Harold's going to have to make Harold's going to have to make an intellect roll to figure out if he notices, say, in time to try and dodge. And say, if you want to, you can try and make a speed roll to slow yourself down. Otherwise, you're going to crash right into Harold.
Can I jump him?
Like leap over him.
Oh yes.
Leapfrog.
Yes, that will make the intellect roll for Harold even more difficult to identify you in time. But I mean, you have the potential of leaping over him.
I'm going to try and use the wall as well, like hit the side of the wall and run.
Okay, so like mirror's edge wall running. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, is this an intellect roll or is this a perception roll?
Damn. Okay. Yes, it's a perception roll.
Okay, awesome. If I do really good, can I also give say an asset so that I can like boost her up when she hits me?
If that is what you wish, yes.
So I'm in no way avoiding this. I'm making that clear. If I mess up, I'm just going to get hit.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, let's do that.
Okay. That was just enough.
Nice.
So you do see, say, running up to you at quite an accelerated rate, and they're starting to lean into the wall and start wall running right behind you.
So I'm going to wait for that moment where she's probably going like that and just like put my hand up to boost.
Okay. Say, do you take the boost or you're like, nah?
Sure. Why not? I'm making friends.
Excellent. Okay. I would say it's closer to acrobatics. So 1 speed roll from Say.
Oh my god, my rolls tonight.
Reminder, you have bajillions of ridiculous.
Yes, I am going to use a reroll for this because that was
thematically beautiful.
Man.
The dice tell you you're not cool. You're bumbling around. You didn't pass this so-called test, and you're just all stressed out. And you're just like, I run real fast. I forgot my high jumps, and you make it. I think the act of you trying to use Herald as an asset throws you off your game, and so you kind of clear Herald. You lean on Herald a little too much, and maybe you tumble a bit in front of him. No damage. Didn't hurt that bad.
Tuck and roll. Kind of just side roll. Take most of the momentum out of it. Wow. I've never done that before. I see what you were going for. I really thought I could do it.
Yeah. So Harold has stopped running, of course, at this point. I didn't see anything. Did you see anything?
When I was running, like, things in the air, I don't know. Did you notice that? Kind of like a gold dust hue kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, that I saw.
It was really clear when I started running, but I mean, I can't see it too well now.
So
Faster
you
I
guys
move.
are. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, the faster I move, the more visible it became.
Okay. We should head back to the others.
I definitely just heard a wubba lubba dub dub.
In our language, it means I am in pain. Please help me.
All right. So, Emery and Quan, you're contemplating the Mobius strip. You kind of hear a tumble, an echoey tumble, and if you look over, you see, say, a tangle of limbs and. I gotta not look at Zoom chat. Like, it's just so amusing. And yeah, they're recovering and they're chatting amongst each other. So, what would you guys like to do? Emery, you have been fairly stationary. Quan's been very stationary, aside from writing on his imaginary board.
Yeah, I think Emery would start to maybe walk around the room, but hold her hand out to almost see if she could. She's not too sure, feel and just see if there's whether it's a difference in temperature or the stuff that is in the air. And she'll be doing with this with like the ground as well, and just sort of looking up at the ceiling. And is that voice still there?
It's been oddly silent. I mean, you could try calling out to it.
I say, can I try to reach out to it?
You can always try to do a thing with me.
And she'll just reach out to it. Hello?
Aloud or with your mind head voice thing?
Yeah, with her, like, her telepathy. Telepathy.
With your telepathy. Okay, and they're like, ooh, that was loud. We're gonna have to tone you down a bit. Wow, you're strong.
Tone me down.
Okay, that's a little better. Yep, we can hear you. That's good. How long have you been telepathic? Did you answer that?
Since I was a child, yes.
Okay. All right, you've had a bit of time to develop it. Do you talk to people very often?
No.
Okay.
You get the sense that she's just not good at talking about this. She's like, why do you need to know all this?
You came into the study about starseeds. We need to verify if you're a starseed. I thought we went through this.
You've thrown me into a room.
You walked in.
Me,
You walked into the room.
but you've trapped me.
I think you've trapped you.
Have I? Can I don't know how this works. Can I reach further and see if there's anyone else in that room with that voice?
Yeah, with your frustration, you can try and expand upon
Yeah,
it.
literally, I'm just gonna see if I can either whether it's produce an image or just listen. Like how a bat sort of tries to make out the room, as in, like where they are. Like, are they the other side of this wall?
Sure. Normally, you're aware that you can communicate and talk to people within sight. So this is very disorienting that you can talk to this disembodied voice without looking at them. And as you reach out, you kind of get little zaps of like static shock, like when you rub your feet against a carpet and you touch something metal. That's Did you just try reaching out to us, Emery?
No.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, just so you know, we're almost finished placing sensors on all of you to determine your heart rates.
If and she sort of frowns for a moment. How do I get out? How do we get out?
My dear, if we answered that for you, that would break the test. Although the results back from those lovely fluids, we're quite confident that you are the best batch yet.
Do I get a general gist of where this voice is coming from, or is it literally just, hey, I'm in your head?
I'm in your head. You don't know where I'm at. It's probably not in this room.
And she'll probably just wait. She will literally just wait because she's not used to being not told what to do. That's the wrong thing. Sort of, she's not good at someone trying to trick her into doing something.
Yeah, you definitely get the it's very unsciency. They kind of jest at you. They're clearly withholding information from you, but it seems like they're enjoying it.
Is it fair to say that Emery is quite distracted?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So would she notice as
Oh,
Quan
God.
comes up behind her, inserts his own syringe and takes some of her blood? Just
No, you have to explain to me how you had this syringe.
I reached into my briefcase, which, as we discussed
Also-
last week, it contains my lab analysis kit.
I have a skill in identifying and assessing danger, so you come at me. I will fight you.
I'm not giving off any danger vibes in my head. I'm just like, oh, well, I'll figure out the
No,
problem.
but I'm feeling it.
Danger sense.
I'd like to take a sample of the test subjects, including myself.
Where are you trying to stick Emery? That'll determine whether this is dangerous.
Just
Yeah,
like in the
correct.
arm. Just in the arm.
Same arm or other arm?
Other arm. Same arm can get bruising.
I would say yes, that's a thing that you can do, and you're going to be able to get purchase on Emery, but in order to properly stick Emery, you don't have a fancy magically materializing syringe, and you're going to need to roll up a sleeve.
I'll just start rolling up the sleeve while you're distracted.
But I feel this? Like, I don't think I'm just numb.
You probably
I
will
would-
feel it, yeah.
I would say you would feel it, but it's kind of removed. The longer you talk to the disembodied voice, the less removed you are from your own senses.
Yeah, I feel she would snap back at this because she's very aware of just like the touch and everything.
Not
She'll-
touchy.
Like, she'll probably spin around and grab your arm and just go, what are you doing?
Taking a sample.
No, you're not.
Yes, you see. Because what we need to do, you need to figure out how to get out of here. Now, what we can do is we can test the same test that they're testing. And he's going to undo his briefcase and fold out a table, which folds out into a small lab kit.
It's just the basics. Let's be clear. Like he
It
has
is,
like
it's just like a
one
Bunsen burner.
Bunsen burner.
One Bunsen burner, one beaker, couple of syringes.
And she's like, you are not taking a sample.
Alright, you take a sample then. I pass you the syringe.
Yeah, and she just looks at it and goes, no.
Well, why didn't you want to take a sample? The other thing took a sample. You didn't seem to complain at all.
I ran away from it.
Swatted.
Yeah, I swatted at it. Why should I just... No! Like, she's like looking at you more confused and holding up your arm like... Not only that, were you going to try and do it without me noticing?
Well, you seemed pretty distracted. I didn't want to bother you.
So you were going to do it without me noticing?
Only if you didn't notice.
And
Is Emery about to explain the concept of consent to Kwan?
Yeah. Sit down. No, she's like, do it again, and I'll break your arm.
I haven't done it once.
And don't.
Besides, you break my arm. You look like a weed.
Excuse me?
I said you look like a weed.
I know where every bone is in the body. I don't need strength to do it, okay? Do not touch me.
Alright, we've all got play-at-home science skeletons, Missy. Calm down.
And, like, she looks at him again, like, just staring at him. She's like, don't do that to anyone without asking.
Alright, no need to go on. And he's going to stick himself and pull some of the gloop out of himself.
Gloop.
Please. Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how do I want this result to happen. Roll me might, speed, and intellect. All 3 rolls. No
Ooh.
effort applied.
Ooh. Is this just for taking the sample?
Indeed.
Oof.
Oh god, you're gonna lose an arm or something.
Well, I rolled strongly on the might roll.
Okay.
I rolled strongly on the speed roll.
Okay.
Of course you make this.
Did he win the game?
Yes, you did.
You managed to stick yourself into the perfect vein. You managed to draw it. Easy peasy. This is not new to you. And you realize the liquid you are pulling is just blood.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll put it in a beaker, stick it on a Bunsen burner, and start running tests. I'm going to use 2 intellect points to do my lab analysis skill.
I will do you one better. You even in that suitcase, you actually have a mini centrifuge if you wanted.
I have a mini centrifuge?
Indeed. Just enough for 1 vial at a time.
Great!
So do you want to boil your blood on the Bunsen burner or do you want to put it through the centrifuge?
I'm gonna put it through the centrifuge!
I didn't think this would be a question asked on the game, if I'm honest. Would you like to boil your blood?
Before I drop it in, though, I am going to do a quick litmus test, just to make sure it's normal.
Yep. Sits just fine. Pretty sure it was blue, right? Slightly acidic. I don't remember. Science was a long time ago. Okay, so not boiling, but blowing it through the centrifuge. Round and round it goes. A little vial of Quan blood. Throughout the process of sticking yourself, Philip, there was a little static in your earpiece. Just little like murmurings and nothing intelligible, but it's definitely in your ear.
Hip! Hip! Hip!
What's that noise you're making?
Hey, how you doing?
No, that should not
What?
sample.
What?
Yeah, and you just hear it kind of stop.
Hang on a minute. I'll pull out the Philip. I'm going to change the batteries. New batteries.
This fucking suitcase has everything in it. I couldn't help.
I would not be a scientist if I did not carry spare batteries for my personal device.
Well, the thing is, okay. In this day and age of 2035, you
Matrices energy.
yeah, not that cool, buddy. You realize Philip doesn't have replaceable batteries. He needs a charge. And who would you like to give the other GM intrusion XP to?
I would like to give my other GM extrusion XP. Extrusion?
Yep.
Maybe it is an extrusion. Oh god.
Yep.
I will give it to Zelda. Say, have an XP.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, you don't have an outlet, you don't have a power source, there's no wireless charging bases here. Poor Philip is down for the count at the moment. but it sounded like they were trying to warn you.
Near me, Philip. He was trying to give me a warning there.
You press the button on for the centrifuge.
Oh, you're darn right I do. I turn the button on and I start watching it go round and round and round. It's always a nice soothing thing watching the blood go round and round and round.
Yep. Round and round and round it goes. Your blood seems to separate, and instead of like having the blood cells at the bottom and the coagulants on top, it's got a little bit of that glowy essence sitting on top. Just a small layer.
Now, my first test is to see whether it becomes more of a solid when it's exposed to oxygen. So I'm going to try and pick it up with tweezers and see if it comes away.
So you pop the vial, which exposes it to oxygen, and you're going to try and pick up a liquid with tweezers.
I want to see if it creates a film. You know, like your tea does.
What?
You never picked up your tea with the film with the...
What?
Welcome to my life, everyone.
Yeah, British tea with exactly 2.5 sugars and a very small amount of milk becomes a colloid.
No, that means you need to clean out your kettle because of the lime scale.
Well, possibly that too.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, don't let him make you a cup of tea. If we...
Or do.
Your tweezers get coated in the sparkles, but it's just sparkly liquid on the tweezers. No colloiding.
I only learned the word colloid today. I'm trying to use it.
Okay, so you guys are having this grand old time. Smash cut to Say and Harold just sitting there. What have you guys done besides talk about the lights?
I think that was it.
Oh, I should clarify. What would you like to do now?
Right.
Have you seen any inconsistencies in the walls? Like maybe like a frame or something? Like, I really don't have much experience in weird rooms, but like...
No, I didn't see anything.
Do you think we should go back and see if they have any idea?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's not the first time I've fallen, so...
Okay. Let's head back.
I think so. I think it's a good idea.
By the time you're heading back, you are seeing Quan tiptoeing, sneaking around Emery, trying to snag something. Like, you don't see a syringe, but you're like rolling up the arm and you're very perplexed at what's going on. And you're kind of rolling into this conversation about samples.
You see her like try and slap at his hand to try and get him away.
Is that okay? That I don't think that's okay.
Don't tread on the equations!
What equations?
All over the floor, look. We're using it as a blackboard, don't smudge them.
Is there actually things?
Trying to take samples without us knowing.
Well, not necessarily without you knowing. I don't mind you taking samples with you knowing either. I'd like a blood sample, please.
I think the problem is the taking it without knowing part.
Do you want me to pick him up again?
I think it would be good.
No, you can't pick me up. I'm using my centrifuge.
You have a centrifuge?
Yes, I keep my lab with me at all times.
That... Have you found anything new by using the centrifuge?
Not yet. I'm sampling my own blood. And I found... No, come here. Come and have a look, see? You see the way it's going round and round and round and round? And rather than the coagulant separating on top, instead you got that lovely little shiny stuff. Sort of looks like the stuff that came out of the syringes that were floating around, right?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the same sort of stuff. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take a sample of it, and then figure out how that relates to the problem we're facing.
Do
You
you
see-
have?
Like, and Emery's just.
I'm very confused on how knowing or doing this is gonna help us get out. But I mean, I can give you a sample of my blood.
That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
You can't take it from my arm.
Where do we take it from? Your neck? Is that alright?
You're the scientist. You tell me.
You're gonna let that. Oh.
I won't go straight into the jugular. I'll go nearby and take it from one of the veins around. There might be a little bit of bruising, but you'll be alright.
Usually the doctors take it from like right on the end of the nub.
Oh, well, if you don't mind me doing that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Alright, brilliant.
Jesus.
That looked like starting a lawnmower.
I'm gonna do the same 3 rolls that Jess specified and see what I do to you.
You might.
Whoops.
You should only have to make an intellect.
Whoops. Hey!
Not bad.
And when she comes back, we'll find out what happened. That's great.
Yeah.
But we'll say we'll say that it's successful. We'll just see if Jess wants to throw any other things on. I imagine I'd get the blood out of you eventually.
Wait, eventually.
Yapping.
That's very pleasant of you, thank you.
That's a strange way to do it, but okay.
I'm not really much of a doctor.
Amber, you've told him you don't want him taking your blood, right?
Yes, I don't want him sneaking up on me with a needle.
Guan, make do with the samples you have. 2 should be plenty.
2 should be plenty, alright? Welcome back, Jess. Whilst you were gone, I took a sample
I heard everything.
Awesome.
Ridiculous, as usual.
Great.
Now, what were the roll results? Damn it.
2 for might, 3 for speed, and 4 for intellect.
Okay. It's not the best sample pull. Like, Quan's not used to pulling from a different section of the arm, and it's not comfy. But you get Say's blood. You have a sample.
And I'm going to right. Can I decant the glowy stuff from my own blood out? I just want the glowy layer.
What kind of containers are in your suitcase?
I think I only had the 1 beaker, so I guess I'll be trying to decant it out with my finger, pouring the blood onto the ground. But trying to keep the glowy stuff.
Roll me a D100 and pick higher, before you roll, high or low.
You doing this like how you separate eggs?
Yes!
You're doing.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go... Okay, which way is the dice telling me? Higher.
Okay. Right before you realize you're going to spill everything, you remember you have a small Erlenmeyer flask to juggle the liquid between.
I thought I only had a basic kit. Brilliant. I'll use the Erlenmeyer flask.
What is this
No,
you've
lab
been allowed
kit.
to bring in?
It's getting bigger and bigger. Ooh, bigger on the inside.
Oh, it's so mini! Everything is mini!
What kind of
Is it
weird
like-
TARDIS thing is this?
Is it like a plastic one where all the vials just like
It's like
fold
a little
out?
kid's kit. Absolutely.
Is it actually a kid's science kit? Because that would make it even better.
I would argue that yes. Also, see, yeah, wardrobe change. I was cold.
Yes,
Sorry.
the last time I heard of a kid's centrifuge.
Yeah, excuse me a moment.
It's for the high tracked people. I don't know.
Great. So I'm going to separate my glowy stuff. And I'm going to put the glowy stuff probably in a test tube somewhere safe. I assume I've got test tubes. And then I'm going to... Well, I want to clean out the thing, but I know there's not a wash station in my lab case. So I guess I'll just, you know...
That's where I draw the line.
Oh, but I might have an eye wash station.
Absolutely not.
I've never seen a kit without an eye wash station. Especially for kids,
He
teach
does a
safety.
sentence but he doesn't have an eye watch.
In my defense, I am trained in chemistry.
Lord, what have I done?
Yeah.
I will clean out the mug somehow. Even if that is, at the end of the day, just...
I mean, you do have spit.
Yeah, I feel like that might, you know... I don't know if, like, my mucus is quite viscous. I'm not the most hydrated of persons, especially for an Irishman.
Alright, moving on. Jesus.
So this kid literally has everything but the sink, says chat. And when I've like, you know, flicked as much of my own blood out as I can, I'll pour Say's blood in and put it back in the centrifuge.
Oh, Lord. Say, I would like you to roll me a d20. Just a d20.
An 8.
8?
In my defense, chat, Jess helped me come up with this character. In fact, Jess suggested half the things that I picked.
I am not
also
going to
started
disagree
how-
with that. Not going to disagree with that. I can neither confirm nor deny this.
If this isn't weird science, I'd like you to tell me what is.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Centrifuge goes around, and Say's blood seems to produce a little bigger layer of light stuff. Light goo. Gooey lights. Sparkle goo. Oh my god, it's like that stupid putty crap that the kids love nowadays.
Is it like magic sand?
No, it's not that fun to touch. No kinetic sand yet.
Is there any in my kit?
I swear I had serious intentions. We might get to them at some point in this campaign.
If that kinetic sand is in his kit, it is canonically a kid's science kit at that point.
True. It's very true. Okay. So you got... Did you attempt to make a sample? There was just a time skip. Did you attempt to pull a sample from Harold?
He seemed quite firm.
Harold and Emery have refused consent.
Good. Good.
Say's now regretting everything.
Okay.
But I'm going to discuss my formulas with the others as well, especially Say. Now, Say, you seem to know a lot about running really fast, right?
I do know quite a bit about running really fast.
Right. Now, I've got a velocity problem.
Okay, yes, I'm on board.
How good are you at controlling your velocity?
I could probably control it to a mile per hour.
You can run. Now, how fast do you reckon you can run? Do you think you could hit 100 miles per hour?
Oh, no, I definitely could not hit 100. I could.
90?
I might be able to make 70.
Could I push you to 89?
I really don't think I can.
88?
Right. So as Quan is trying to haggle your velocity, Say I'm offering a GM intrusion your way.
Yes.
Okay. Dare I ask, who would you like to give the other XP to?
Emery for putting up with Breck in our absence.
I love it. You, as you're arguing with Quan, or trying to, explain to them how fast you run, you remember less than 3 months ago, you got a new modification on your arm that monitors how fast you're going. And you haven't peaked past 77 mph.
Okay. So, Breck, my fastest so far has been 77.
77. Alright, 77 miles an hour.
I mean, I could possibly push it a little bit more, but I don't think more than 80.
Jess. Is it beyond the realms of possibility to set up an experiment where I have all of these equations with the velocity problem you described, and I can test by using, say, different speeds?
Well, let me get this straight. Okay, let me try and understand what you're asking of me. You want to test... That is weird. You want to test, say, for what now? Variable speeds? To do what now?
Well,
On your equation?
The big equations that I've worked out, you say I got stuck on the bit with speed. Can I do a series of velocity tests with Say's help to try and understand my equation?
Yes. Poor Say has warned us they're bad at puzzles, and I thought this was a fairly easy one. But yeah. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. You absolutely can study, say, at precise velocities to see if something unlocks.
Ignore that bit in the middle there that says Mobius strip. I didn't write that, it just appeared.
It appeared in your brain. It was just like a word that was said in your head.
Yes.
So
Canon.
You didn't
Canon.
realize that you wrote it in the board.
I didn't write it on the board. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. News.
Yes. Right.
Alright, so let's start at 5 miles per hour then. And we'll try a series of tests and see if I can figure out what's going on here.
I can easily do maybe 3 or 4 different sets of speeds in one lap of the room.
That'd be fantastic. That'd be fantastic.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking to one end of the room and just go 5, then 10. We'll go up 5s for now.
It's interesting because, like, you guys have a frame of reference, and it's like they start out at basically a walking speed and go up to a gentle jog, and they start running at a brisk, normal, like, I get up in the morning at 5, I do my mindful meditations, and then I put on my joggers and my sweet yoga pants, and then I go running every day to get my cardio in. And that's the pace that they're setting for the first lap.
Why did you talk about me like that? What was that all?
I actually just spit coffee.
I just want you to know I felt like really called out there. For
We're all so proud of you for running
Clip
early.
that. Send it to RPGN. That's right. Oh, brilliant.
Say as you're doing the casual speed, you're like, this is child's play for you, and you are gathering that you're like barely any flecks of dust with a casual speed, and then by the time you pick up to what you said, four increments per lap, so
Yep.
you're at 5, 10, 20 miles an hour.
Yep.
You can see a couple flecks sparking per step you take, so nothing crazy compared to what you were seeing when you're running the wall jumps.
Okay. I'm gonna yell back at Breck. I'm gonna make my way back now.
Alright, brilliant.
And then do another 5 miles per hour. It's 25 miles.
Big yeet. Scrat or Quan, what are you trying to like notate?
I'll be taken back to information. If he tells me about the glowy thing, that'd be exactly the sort of thing that I'm looking for. However,
Sure.
Quan hasn't necessarily explained this so well.
No,
So
of course not. Okay, so You have a test subject that has no idea that is expected of them. And
Much like we are.
okay, great. Perfect.
I figure that's how science is done in this place.
The real secret is you can do whatever you want. Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, potatoes. Great stuff. Oh boy. Okay, so nothing clicks. If you're gonna continue that lap and keep going, that brings you up to what, 40?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, so you're moving at a car, strolling through the neighborhood, and this is super amusing for Emery, I would imagine. At 40, Quan doesn't notice anything, but you see a decent chunk of sparkly sparkles. Say does. As you pass Quan with that second lap, what are you doing?
Should I? I'm gonna slow down and actually mention. Quan, as I get faster, there's these sparks that I can see.
Sparks.
It's like gold flecks in the air. I mean,
Do they look like the blood? Do they match?
more. It seems more gold. I don't know. It's similar, but
Your blood is more akin to the bioluminescence of the lollipops rather than the flecks of dust in the air. But interesting nonetheless.
I haven't done this before. But Quan, can you hold on really tight?
Probably yes.
And I'm gonna bend down and basically kids get him to hold
pick him
on.
up like a piggyback ride. Oh my god.
I'm ready.
Quan the sloth got it.
Okay, I'm gonna run kind of to a corner area because I
Wait,
want the
wait,
farther.
wait! I unattach my briefcase from my desk. The briefcase is still chained to my wrist, but I've taken the desk connection off.
Is the briefcase closed?
It would be now, yes, I'm closing it now.
Okay. Alright. The mostly empty briefcase at this point is now handcuffed essentially to you.
Yes, well, it's always handcuffed to me.
Okay.
Remember,
Noted.
you said an item, and that was what I chose.
Sorry. I did. That was my bad. Don't be offended, Quan.
Jess, I love you. I'm sorry.
I love you, Jess. Sorry about everything.
Are you entire season? Are you holding on to the briefcase or letting it dangle as you hold on?
I'll hold on to it around his neck. So I'm double handing it. So what I'm thinking is, if I'm not very strong, maybe the briefcase will be strong for me. I may garrot him, but I've not fought that far ahead. I may garrot her.
Okay. Say how fast you said you were going to a corner.
Yep, I'm basically just giving myself a decent distance to run from wall to wall.
Wait, are you trying to wall run with Quan on you?
No, I'm getting to the wall and then I'm gonna take off and see if I can.
Oh, I see. Yes, indeed. Now, are you more of a distance runner or a trek, short distance? What do you do?
I do well in sprinting, but I have a problem with going 800 meters and longer, doing mile runs and.
Okay, so your endurance probably changed a little bit in terms of you've been training. I would imagine you trained your cardio, so your lung capacity could match the limbs capacity as best as possible. So you've been acclimated to that. What I'm wondering is, did you ever run with a weighted vest, perhaps, or no training in extra weight?
Are we going to a recursion?
This depends
I-
entirely on Say.
I haven't. I didn't expect that I'd be able to go very fast with him. Like, I could probably make 40 or 50, but other than that, like, I'm not
Okay.
trying to hit top speed, but I am trying to.
Interesting.
keep it speed.
Interesting. Okay, so give me a might roll and give me a speed roll. You can apply effort if you want.
I did
Or
not think.
Question.
Yes, fleet of foot would apply here, I believe.
The XP, 1 XP can be used to get 2 points in a pool.
I think you got donated a temporary point, right?
Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can apply that somewhere to spend.
Okay. I will apply effort to my might roll, I think. But I do have an edge of 1.
Schmirt. Okay.
I have terrible rolls. Oh my god! Can I reroll both of them?
You have plenty of
You've
XP
got-
to do this, so just
You've
Let's
got a ton
say-
of free rerolls from chat as well.
you do.
Yeah.
You got 3.
Okay. So narratively, you start pumping a couple steps and you realize you're like, Jesus Christ, Quan is tiny but thick, and this is not what you're used to. So you're gonna put a little more oomph into it to justify your
yes,
reroll.
I'm going to try and get more used to having weight on me while I run. My god, look at that! This is impossible!
All right. How much XP are you sitting on, say?
3.
Okay. So I would like to guide you in a suggestion. And this would be a good opportunity for you to provide yourself with a player intrusion. So if you wanted to spend 2 XP to succeed in the might and speed roll, I would imagine narratively it'd be something like, ooh, you pause and you look at the sensors on your arm and you can kind of calibrate different hydraulics for your legs to negate the weight of said quad, if that is something you're okay with. Or you could do one. You don't have to spend both. I'm just giving you an option.
Yeah, I will I'll use 1 to fix my speed roll, actually.
Okay. So you're going to put a lot of oomph. You're going to feel the exhaustion and weight of your muscles straining against Quan. But
Yes.
you're able to get to the accelerated speed. So you're getting a casual 45 degrees, 45 miles an hour, no biggie. And Quan seems to disappear from your back.
Where is he?
No one knows. Oh,
There
an
he
arm
is.
appeared. Somehow missing the suitcase. Oh my gosh! And then he's back.
Sorry, my mucus got too viscous. I had to go and
God.
I started choking on it.
Stop.
Oh my gosh.
I have to invoke the end.
That's a fair assessment. Yep. So I don't know if you could hear any of that while you were doing something viscous, Quan, but Say spent 1 of their XP for a player's intrusion because those rolls were a smidge abysmal to recalibrate their feetsies to go as fast as they actually wanted, despite having the extra heft of Quan on their back. As you accelerate to about 45, Quan, this is the first time you're experiencing that the vision around you is sparkly. Like the yellow lighting enhances all of these gold flecks. And at the speed that you're going, you see them even off in the distance, like surrounding Emery, surrounding Harold. But they're most concentrated around this like tunnel of speed that you're zooming past everything.
A tunnel of speed, you see.
Speed.
Is it like a tunnel we can run down?
No, not like a physical tunnel. So like when you're running, you kind of get. It's like Mario Kart, right? Pockets of air, and you're like. So like behind you, if you look back, you can see lots of dust. In front of you, you are just getting like slammed in the face, not physically but visually, by dust.
Got it.
No, why is that pun? This is okay. Good job. This is the second time we've had the quantum pun. Ugh.
One was in Zoom chat though, so people don't know about that. That is an original thought.
I was just about to say, I don't think we mentioned it in the chat.
Yeah.
Recursions colliding. Mandela effect.
Young's collective conspiracy. I mean consciousness.
Okay. All right. So Quan, how do you deal with this new visual stimuli?
Right. I want to try and open my briefcase and catch some of them.
No! I tolerate so much.
That the drag from that suitcase.
The second you try to move, because you are traveling at 45 miles an hour without any wind protection, you are just, it takes everything in you to not like let go of the suitcase, let alone bring it away from Say's chest.
Okay.
No, you're not opening a suitcase while you're going that fast.
Can you touch him, Say? Can you touch him? Touch the sparkle to see what happens.
I am. If you just want to let go of Quad and just see what happens, with that.
This is why people leave Scrap.
I'm sorry, I don't get the puzzle. I'm trying to figure it out, I promise.
I am not reaching out. I am holding onto his arms as I am afraid he is going to fall off my back.
You're so kind and benevolent. Jesus.
Right, so what speed are we going now?
45 miles an hour consistently.
If you go up to 47, do the sparklers get less or more?
I imagine more at lower speeds. I barely see them.
There could be a focal point. It could be like a bell curve where you move at a certain speed and everything's really thing, but if you go too fast, you're missing the sweet spot.
Okay, I ran up to 40 and it's just been more and more as I go up.
Well, we can do a very quick test. Just go to 60. Just go to 60 and see if you can still see sparks.
Okay. I can't do that with you on my back though. I will have to put you down.
Alright.
Let's go back to the
You're just casually running at 45 miles and having this conversation. You
I'm actually
accelerate.
like bellowing into his ear.
Down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Given the perimeter, you've done many laps with Quan on your back at this point.
I'm gonna try and pick up the speed. I'm gonna put him down.
How do you put them down?
I'm going to stop. I'm not just gonna toss them off my back.
I wanted to picture like a rolling stop, like a car driving by slower and slower, and then just like, okay, jump off now. Goodbye.
I was
Duck
picturing
and
a
roll.
Long Live the King thing where he just tosses.
Oh, yeah.
Little slower. Just a little slower there.
Tuck and roll.
Little slower. He's gonna keep saying a little slower until you've stopped, and then when you've stopped, go.
Yep, I'll take a knee and let him hop off.
Thank you very much.
You're a little as you stop, your legs feel a little wobbly, but I mean you've pushed past this physically before, so if you wanted to, you could either take a short rest. Any of you, none of you have spent your rest. Your first rest is an instant action, so otherwise, yeah, you could roll, keep going.
I will try and keep going. If I have to go any faster than this, I'll have to take a rest.
Okay. So what velocity? What velocity are you trying to go now?
60 miles.
New. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is probably more akin to what you were doing earlier. Like this is pretty crazy stuff. How fast do you want to try to get to that?
I want to try and get to 40 pretty easily and then work up from there.
Okay. I'd say you could do a lap and get to 40, and then by the next lap, you're like zooming up on by.
As they zoom past the 60. Do you see him?
Yeah.
Do you see his marks? Can you see him?
Yep. Say, are you staying on the ground?
Yes, I am trying to stay on the ground.
Okay, at this speed, you're finding it quite difficult to stay on the ground and maintain constant speed because each turn is going to kind of throw you closer against the wall.
Are the walls like curved in a way that I could use them as a platform, like to run around?
I mean, you did wall run briefly earlier, and that wasn't that fast.
True. Yeah, you know what? I'll try it. I'll try and like as the curve comes up, I'm gonna try and run up the wall a little bit and around and back down.
Yes, that's fine. Easy peasy. You almost get a sense of exhilaration and no gravity vertigo, like you might want to run sideways farther if you wanted to.
If I pick up the speed more, that will be a fun.
So Quan is yelling at Say every time they pass by. Emery and Harold, what are you doing while this experiment is happening?
I think Emery's just watching them go. Like, it's almost not a fascination, but just trying to figure out what they're actually doing.
Emery is perpetually, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is effectively how she is acting right now.
And Harold, how are you processing this?
Oh, he's watching. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, so I'm trying to keep one eye on Quan in case he tries to take any blood from anyone, and keep the other eye on Say in case anything happens.
No trust.
You said that, and I took that so literally. I'm just like, lazy-eyed Harold. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. After the second pass by, you are, say, as you're running, your vision is blurred. Like, you can't see Emery. You can't really see Quan or Harold. Like, they're very bright concentrations of this dust that you've been seeing. And as your acquaintances are watching you pass by the third time, you seem to... What did I miss? Oh no.
No. It's
Okay.
just the fact that they're still looping.
Yep. That's what we created a track. Now, this third pass through, you ran the whole track sideways and have not dropped to the ground. And you feel completely comfortable just running sideways. Centrifugal. Third pass through, you three hear a click as Say walks by you. And
Christ, she said the speed of sound.
no, we gotta go a couple more knots faster for that. But that's fine. That's cute. It's real sweet. Oi, boy. No, click, and you see some of those dusty sparkles At this point, the only person who hasn't seen that would have been Emery. So this is your first time noticing any flecks of gold.
Did you see that?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's what we could see when we were moving real fast.
And no one said anything? I've not seen it. What is that?
Do you know, at the moment, they're probably moving at around 60 miles an hour. And did you know that if you fell over at 60 miles an hour, your chances of death are around 86%?
Noted.
It's really interesting, actually. It follows a bell curve like this, except it's one of them distributions that goes up and stays up. And, yeah, around 30 miles an hour, funnily enough. That's why most speed limits are between 30 miles an hour to 35 kilometers an hour. Because once you go faster than that, and you hit someone, that's when the chance of death gets above 20%.
What do the gold flecks mean?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Okay. But they gotta mean something. So...
Right, well... Perhaps... the gold flecks has something to do with the speed in the equation. I was really hoping that there'd be a nominal velocity, and that we could just plug that velocity into the equation and everything can suddenly make sense. But it seems like the faster you go, the more flecks there are. So...
I'm gonna remind you that you did pick a nominal number way back when. That was 78.
Did I?
You did. You were trying to, like, bargain because you wanted them to go 90 and 88 and say it was like, I've peaked at 77. I could probably go faster.
Say! Go as soon as you can!
Are you, like, trying to move your face and inflect your voice, like throw your voice like that? Okay. Or is that how you perceive, say, hearing your voice?
Better call him B.
Bless you. I don't know what you said.
Say! Go! As fast! Yes, you can!
Emery,
Yeah.
can you just tell her in her head to go fast?
Yeah. And she just like reach out and hi. Say it's can you just go as fast as you can, please?
That's a brilliant idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Gladly. Give me a sec, and I'm gonna actually slow down first and take a quick breather and see if I can like adjust something in my legs to.
Boy, howdy, that's sure smart of you.
Just drop down to a casual 30 for a breather.
Okay. Are you expending like your action rest?
I'm gonna spend my action rest.
Give me that sweet D6 plus 1, I believe, at this point.
That is 3 in total.
Yes. You putting that into speed, might, a little bit of both.
Let's just keep going with speed.
Oof.
We want to go fast.
Okay, so you're back up to full. I don't think you spent more than 3 on speed.
Okay, and one of them full.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Let's pick up again.
Time to go fast, they say.
Top speed.
Excellent. You are able to get to 77 just fine. You know where this pace is. This is your comfort zone. And then you're like, okay, I gotta kick it up. I gotta go just a smidge more. And without spending effort, you can go to 78. But do you want to go beyond that?
Sure, it's a great place to do it if I can get enough traction on the walls, so.
Okay. Give me some effort, give me a speed roll.
Yes. And effort does Ooh, I haven't. Oh man, these rolls are terrible.
You have rolled 5 2s in a row. Even your recovery roll was a 2. It just had a
Yeah.
+1 on it.
Is something going on with?
I'm tempted
No,
to
'cause
say
I'm-
no, because you did roll an 8 in there. If you roll another 8, like, I don't care if you use a reroll or anything. I want to see it. Roll again. If you get an 8, we're restarting roll 20. It's borked.
Oh, I rolled worse.
Oh, bitch!
Okay, it's great ass for that to happen.
I can't break 10. This is wild.
Give me
So-
another.
Hey,
Cool, but that one doesn't count. We were just
God
making
damn.
sure roll 20 wasn't broken. Okay, no, that's fine.
Kill roll 20. Sign it.
If someone wanted to donate one of their XPs to this interaction,
explain effort
Yes?
quickly.
so effort would be you spend 3 out of your pool to
Yes.
lower the difficulty down.
Yes, I will do
If
that.
you have edge in speed, it comes
do.
out of your edge first. How much edge do you have?
1 point.
Okay, so you'd spend a total of 2 from your speed pool to bring it down 1 difficulty.
Perfect.
And this is a good question. Let's see. So how fast do you want to go?
I want
What's
to see
your
if I can
goal?
break 80.
Damn. Okay, you guys see Say going impossibly fast. Like it's different to see the Olympics on screen and to see it in person. You're like, holy shitballs. They're absolutely glowing at 77. And as they start to push faster and faster, they're able to get to that point where they reach peak performance. They hit 80 miles an hour. And your arm, like hologram, like projects out to your people here. And they're like, bing, bing, bing. 80 miles an hour achieved.
Is it doing that thing where every time he does a rotation, it just lights up another bit? So, like, it does, like, the scrolling. 80
Oh,
miles.
that would be beautiful. I love that. That's totally fine. You. You hit 80. The next pass through, past Quan, you disappear. And from your perspective, it's like you stopped moving. Almost like you're in some sort of gelatinous space. Your arms are still pumping along, and then you start to realize you have no purchase on the surface around you, and you're like, whoa. You look around, you see not only the gold flecks surrounding you, you are encased into the gold flecks, and then you see all sorts of colors of sparkles, little trails, neon lights traveling across what looks like a sky. You see little rips and tears, and then you see a little flash of you're looking down at your friends, Harold, Emery, Quan. But that's only in one of the tears. You could peek inside several tears, see what else there is. Or you could try.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into one of the other ones and see what I'm dealing with.
You're traveling past, you see one of these tears, and you you see a very muscular individual in like a a vest of sorts with a worn belt, like a martial arts belt tied around their waist. And their hair seems to be rather spiky.
Oh. It's familiar. Can't remember where it's from. And I'm gonna move on to the next one.
Cool. The next one, you see everyone is blue. They have weird tails. Lots of flowers in this space. What? Nah. Are you continuing to travel away? Like directly away from the tear that you saw your friends in?
Sure.
Okay, that's completely up to you. I mean, keeping in mind that you are so used to going at high velocities in a circle, you wouldn't necessarily be running straight. Ugh.
At some point, I have to be going back, and I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check one more, and then try and make my way back into the tear that is the room of my companions.
In this final tear that you're peeking into, everything is monkeys inside clear plastic balls running around.
Oh, that's neat. I'm gonna awkwardly leave that one alone and move back.
What? Get to do with monkeys?
It's not that, it's just really weird. It's not that I have a problem with it, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is as it appears. Monkeys and balls. Yeah, I'm gonna try
when
and...
you put it that way, jeez.
I am going to try and go back to the tear that was part of.
There's a brief moment when you turn around, your frame of reference seems to flip completely upside down, and you're terrified that you aren't going to recognize any of the tears. But with a slower pace, you're able to kind of swim your way over to the right portal. How do you want to hop into it? Do you just want to stare at them?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get through it, crawl through it.
Head first, foot first.
Feet first.
Okay. Before you crawl back in, let's smash cut back to the rest of you. The second Say disappears, what do you guys do?
He did it! She did it! She hit him! She hit his Spiderman!
Did what? Where's she gone?
Right, no, this makes perfect sense. Remember the equations, they all said about going to a velocity. If you hit the right velocity, then you can get through things. What we need to do is we need to move at 80 miles an hour. It flashed up 80 miles an hour and then poof!
Wait, what?
80 miles an hour. That's how you traverse the thing I was talking about earlier, where you gotta go through the thing, and it's all twisty-wisty, but if you go at the right speed, then you can get through it without getting twisty-wisted yourself. I bet that's what she's doing right now. She's going through and getting twisty-wistied.
I'm sure, but how the hell do we do that if that's what we're supposed to do?
We need thrust.
I'm sorry, I don't know if anyone else has seen Chicken Run, but
Yes!
that chicken that's like...
Yes!
Thrust!
I love anything remotely related to Wallace and Gromit. Oh man.
Can that be a world?
Noted.
Just asking for a friend.
Yes, claymation will make it happen.
Alright. So we just We just need to pick up speed so we can match the same speed that she was going at.
Emery, can you try talking to her again?
I can try and reach out, but normally I have to see the person.
Oh.
If
The second Say disappeared, it was like a spot in your mind went blank and quiet.
He's gone. I can't reach her, see her, or anything.
Rip. Harold's just staring in character.
Yeah.
Emery's freaking out. Quan
gone.
was saying unintelligible things.
Yep, this is what we're doing, yes.
No, I was saying first, to match the same speed that Say was going, we need to have the same amount of thrust that she has. Now she's got them mechanical legs and an athlete's mid-bit. What we need is like a rocket.
A rocket.
Now, I've got some basic chemicals, but I don't think I can make a rocket.
Really? Is that in your like chemistry set?
Well, it might be able to make... Does anyone have any Mentos mints?
No, I don't have.
You don't have soda!
I was getting to that next.
No bicarbonates for Quan. Let them... I did this. I accepted this. You're having this conversation. And Emery, you get a stabbing pain in your head.
Yeah, she's like,
It's like one of those like oncoming migraines in the behind your eyeball. And they're like, really sorry to intrude here. I don't think this will mess up the study, but you guys are trying so hard. So you saw your friend disappear. They should be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, they should come back if they're capable. They're traveling. Emery,
yes.
don't let Quan try to enhance your thrust. Don't do that.
I don't know what to make of that sentence, but can you please just stop with the migraine thing?
Ooh, sorry. I attuned too quickly to you. Okay. Turns the dial back down and it kind of, in frequency, it stops and the pain goes away. Can you hear me now? Is
Yes.
that okay? Is that a little better?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it's fine.
So I see you guys might get a little hungry before you solve this.
Yep.
But the general gist is I think you all can travel.
Huh?
But the key is unlocking your special power.
I'm sure, but what the hell is Breck's special power other than being Breck? Like, she's like genuinely like asking.
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about Breck's capacity. You just have to figure out how you can get out of here.
Right. Okay. Okay. And she's probably going to block them out very quickly. And just look at it. Right. I don't know what it is you do. I don't know what thing it is, whether it's apparently say as like some sort of weird super speed thing, but whatever it is you do, try and work it out because that's what's going to get us out of here.
Just do your own weird thing and then we can get out of here.
Well, you've been doing that since we arrived, but apparently you need to get weirder.
I'm gonna take the separated glowy blood stuff and I'm gonna...
Pause. Did you merge both
No,
samples.
I have
of
2
sa-
samples.
How?
Well, I figure I've got some mini test tubes, right? You gave me an Erlenmeyer flask. What am I supposed to think?
You had the 2 vials that you could put in the centrifuge. You had 1 Erlenmeyer flask, small one, and you had the general. What's the other one? I don't know, just a little flask. Ugh.
I'll just have them in random flasks then.
Well, oh, beaker. That's the word. Beaker, Erlenmeyer flask.
Yeah, I'll have them in separate flasks.
I'll justify that. Now they're very small samples, so they're just like barely covering the bottom of these flasks.
I'm gonna take mine. I'm gonna drink it.
Of course you are. Now, how did you identify the 2?
I didn't.
Of course you didn't. Roll me a 1d100. And before you roll it, high or low?
I'm feeling low on this one.
Oh, I should be. Oh, geez, very low. Okay. That's fine. No regrets. You get a sense that it's a very pure essence of you, Quan. You, yourself, and I.
I'm gonna shot it, and if there's anything left in the beaker, I'm gonna try and draw a door on the floor with a little doorknob. If we're gonna do weird science, let's get weird about it.
Small liquid. Less than a shot. Like literally just a bit of slime at the bottom of this flask. And you're just like trying to shoot it back, and it's just anticlimactically slowly dripping down the flask. And you have enough to like get 1 or 2 free drops from the flask to your mouth. And the rest is just coating the flask.
Yeah, no, I'll drink it all.
Please explain to me. Like, is this a pudding cup situation?
I just pour it slowly until it drips in.
Emery's just like, that's disgusting.
You're sure to be weird.
Okay, fine. So if you are not accelerating the drinking process, you're gonna sit there for like 5 minutes, letting each and every drop slide off of the flask. And with that last drop, your tummy rumbles. And not the greatest feeling, not like you're hungry rumble, more like this is uncomfy. Maybe not projectile vomit, but you're like, that was not fun. It tasted neutral. It feels weird in your tummy. Harold, were you watching Quan do
Yes.
this?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you process Quan just like staring into this flask and trying to drink it?
It's unusual.
Yeah. It certainly is.
I know you want something better than that, but to be frank, that's just too much for me.
That's okay. That's Harold's like, what the?
No, Harold is trying to figure out how he's going to do his thing here, and he's got an idea of what he needs to do, but he's just working it out still.
No worries. Take your time. Quan, how do you handle the tummy rumbles? Do you want to grab onto your tummy? Do you want to, like, I don't know, do a little dance? What does Quan do for this?
I am immediately going to retreat into my brain and go back to my blackboard.
Okay.
And hope to ignore the problems of the body.
Okay. you retreat into your brain? Like externally, what does it look like? Do you sit down and center yourself like meditation, or you just stare there?
I do usually like to be sat down, yes.
Okay. You sit down, you find that space, and there is a moment where you pause in your brain before you get to the blackboard. And you can't reach your blackboard. You can't see the people around you, and your blackboard is getting further and further and further from you. Yep, and as you start swimming through your mind palace, the scene is shifting. And you are taken probably to a similar space. Maybe a little more blue than gold.
In my mind palace, I will have soda and things.
Oh my god! Yeah, soda and Mentos.
That's how I'm
A
going
plenty.
to navigate.
No, stop. Like you can't travel fast enough air swimming, so you find your Mentos. Okay. You can do that. Just know that there are very real consequences for those erratic velocities that you are spinning.
Ah, am I beginning to understand what's going on in here?
You realize you are not in your mind space anymore, but the blackboard flashes before your vision. And almost like a HUD in a video game. And you're like, shit, this is the velocity I was missing. And suddenly your blackboard is doing a weird thing. It looks like it grew legs. It looks like it's running on like an infinity track, like a Mobius strip, just on the inside, running on the outside.
Actually, really interesting that you mentioned that, because I did describe the blackboard earlier as being endless.
Only to you. Everyone else had a finite vision of your blackboard. Your last confirmation. Are you using a method of travel known as 2-liter bottles of soda and Mentos?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. In fact, though, that might not be enough first. So, I'm going to conjure, because we are, after all, in my own head here. Did you ever see the 60-liter bottles of whiskey that the Macallan and that used to make? Famous grouse. They made the biggest bottle of whiskey ever. Well, I'm going to summon the equivalent of that, but in soda. And take a giant pack of Mentos. And I'm going to dump that in there and hold on for dear life.
Okay. Briefly pause onto that visual. Emery, Harold, you are now alone. You watched Quan drink his own shiny fluids.
Yes, we did that.
Quan sat down.
Emery looks up like, really?
Thank you, Phantom Roll Booth, for the biddies. This time 103.
Oh, God. Quan sat down, and the second he sat down, disappeared, flashed out of your space. You two are alone now.
Okay. So Harold's special thing is solving mysteries. And he's seen now two people who do things the way they do them, and they've done them to an extreme. And in each case, they've managed to do whatever they just did.
Yes, please be the voice of reason in this game.
So with that, he turns to Emery and says, okay, so they both did the thing they do that's special, and they did it more, and they're gone.
Right.
So you should do that.
What?
And I'll do my thing.
Well, what's your thing?
I mean, I just solved it, and that's my thing.
You're still here.
Give it a moment. I've got to solve yours too. So what do you do that's special? I know, this is great.
Let it be known that this is Quan's theme, and this is playing inside of your heads, while concurrently, Quan is about to drop a shit ton of Mentos in some soda.
Does his theme play at the end of his character's life when he explodes? Is that what we're going for?
It's going to be seriously messy at the end of the day.
I'm glad it's
Quan
in his
goes
mind. And not
supernova.
So I think about things and I talk to people. I'm a telepath, unless. And she sort of thinks for a second. There is something else I can do. I don't know if it helps though.
Do that.
And she's like, okay, just stand still a second, just don't move. And she's really sort of just looking at you up and down. And you see it slowly start to change into you. So, is that what you mean?
That's pretty unusual. I wasn't expecting that.
Is that it? Like, and she's like looking up at this thing, confused, and then straight back again, back to herself.
We'll keep going.
Can I try reach one of them? Hang on. So can we actually hear this music?
You actually hear the music.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to try reach out to Breck and metaphorically hold on.
Okay, so you just briefly transformed into Harold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you changed back to Emery.
Yes.
And you're attuning to Breck Fields.
Familiar faces, worn out places.
Oh my god, hurry.
Worn out places.
He's
and
loud.
kind of funny. Oh, that's the wrong verse.
If I could mute Breck in your brain, I would. And this, the people in your voice, the voice in your head are being like, I'm so sorry that your path looks like this, but you are on the right track.
Happy birthday. Happy.
I'm assessing danger. I repeat, I'm assessing danger. She just keeps pushing further and further, and then tries to see if she can find Say. She can't see her, but she's trying to reach out through this golden sort of material and trying to find almost like a tunnel.
Excellent. The theme kind of dims in your head a little bit, and you start to see flashes of Say. It's okay, Hildy. It's okay. We love you.
It's not okay. She's biting. She wants my task.
Oh yes, Devil does that too. Just like, that's not how you stand. That's okay. Anyways, Emery, you see flashes of Say, like they're still traveling the track. Like, and it's only like a blip here, a blip there, halfway there. And as you start reaching out to your mind to Say, you are able to say like hello, and it seems like you actually make connection to what feels like Say. Say, as you're stepping your foot back into that rip, you hear Emery's voice being like, hello.
Can I stop real quick and like not go through and try and make contact back?
You can make contact. You cannot stop the action that you are doing. What do you want to say to Emery?
I went really fast and there's a big tear. There's like multiple tears and you're wearing a tear, and then the thing happened where we...
Where are you?
somewhere. I can see you through, like, it looks like I'm looking through like a tear in the wall, and I
And
can see
that's
you, but there's
all
other...
you get. You're like, you flat fade out. Your connection with Say fades out. And you yourself, Emery, fade out from Harold's vision. Say flashes back in foot first and steps right in front of Harold.
So, have you got that figured out now?
That was weird. I just went really fast, and then it's like you're in somewhere else.
Okay.
I have no idea what it means, but wait. Where is...
Yeah, they're all doing
We
the same
missing.
thing now.
There's people missing.
Right. They're
It's
doing what
just-
you were doing.
They were running 80 miles per hour?
No, it's different for everybody. You're going to have to do it again because they're all gone.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Are you good? Are you gonna make it? What's...
Yeah, I think I've seen it enough times now. I know what to do.
Do you want me to, like, stay here while you do it? And because I already know what I have to do.
Sure. Or you could go and I'll watch you again, and that can't hurt either way.
I think I'll wait, because, I mean, it's better to know that you'll make it, and then I can just do it again. I should really
Okay.
take a rest anyway.
You don't need anything, do you? I don't have anything, but
Not
I
really.
can wait.
No, go ahead. I'm just gonna sit on the floor, cross-legged, and just take a
Crisscross applesauce. You're like, whoa, boy, that was fun.
quick break.
Brilliant. Wunderbar. 10 minutes for your break, and you can roll that while we're...
I have a question, because I've heard this saying many more times recently. Where does crisscross applesauce come from?
Indian style seating? Like...
It's the American for when you sit with your legs crossed on the ground.
You know, like
That's how
when
you-
you're
like
in...
kindergarten.
I know what it refers to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Why do you
Oh,
say
the
crisscross
origin?
applesauce?
So when children have low attention spans and are young, you gotta have cutesy sayings to get them to shut up and do things.
What?
Like when we're going down the hallway and you want them to stop talking, you're like, put your nose on your hand, your nose on your finger, and you're like, now you can't talk, or you're like, raise your hand, put your mouth over your... God, I can't say
That would
anything.
not work with an English kid. English kids are awful.
Yeah.
We're terrible.
So cutesy wootsy rhymes to tell children what to do. Crisscross applesauce.
I think the most thing we had was that you were only allowed to talk if you were holding the thing.
Oh, you got the spirit stick.
But no, oh, it was normally a pencil.
Spirit stick.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Quan, you are loading up what container full of what? Soda whiskey?
Yeah, no, it's just whiskey. It's just soda. I knew you said whiskey, but it is just soda. It's a
Okay.
big 60-liter bottle of
Where? How did you produce a 60
Well, we're in my
like a
mind.
fucking rocket ship?
We're
Are you in your mind?
Well, that's where I went to. If we're in my mind, I produced a board sword earlier, and you didn't batter an eyelid.
Yes.
So in my
Flawless
mind,
logic.
I'm going to. Do you know? Because we're in my mind, it's also going to have a saddle on it. It's going to be a 60-liter bottle of soda with a saddle on it. I'm going to pop the pimentos in and go.
Pop the pimentos in. So now we're making cheese. Okay.
I meant to say Mentos.
Okay. So I imagine you have some sort of curved funnel to like load up these Mentos into whiskey bottle. And as you're about to pour the Mentos in pops Emery. And Emery, you were focusing so hard on trying to contact Say that you were able to speak with him just briefly. And somehow you are sucked into your own personal hell. What does that look like?
Her own personal hell. It's not so much what it looks like, it's what it sounds like. She hears so many voices. So many voices, so much so she can't hear her own voice, so she starts shouting just to see if she can hear her own voice, and she's sort of surrounded by this darkness, and there's one voice in there that she swears she can hear and she does not want to hear.
Yep, that sounds absolutely perfect. Amongst all the din of all the consciousnesses that you can hear in this void, one can only guess which voice stands out the most. And slowly fading in front of you, you see a vision of Picklebrek riding a 60-liter bottle, about to load it up with squares of tomato things, circular white mints. No one can tell at this point, and you really don't know.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Where did you get that from? Like, she's, again, the more the confusion. Just...
What are you doing in here? You shouldn't be in here.
I don't know. Where did you get a bottle that size? What are you doing?
Scotland.
Look, I know this makes sense to you, but to me, this does not. I'm gonna need some more information than this. Why is there a saddle on that bottle?
Well, you see, I'm trying to get to my blackboard.
Right. Okay. This is normal. Oh, it's finally happened, Emery. You've lost it. You've gone mad. You went too far. You knew not to do this.
But I think this is my science. I think this is how I can go and do the thing what I was working out where you go through the wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
What?
Yes, I do it on a 60-liter bottle of soda, which I stuff full of Mentos.
I want out. Is there like she just starts like hitting everything?
The void brightens up in spaces, and you see like ghost reflections of different places flashing by, whizzing by. Are you going to offer a seat on your ride, Breck? Or
yes, actually, it's one of my skills. Look, I'll put another seat on the saddle. I have the translation skill. If we can unlock it, I know we haven't used it yet, but I can ease someone else's transition.
Skill, yeah, okay.
How is that?
You can participate in the process of traveling to another recursion. Each time you do, you can choose to initiate, hasten, or ease a translation. If you choose to hasten or ease the process, someone else in the group must initiate the translation.
Yes. Emery, you've already initiated your own translation. It's not going well at this point. Do you accept Kwan's assistance?
How is Kwan offering this assistance to me?
Kwan has been quick to accept every situation and every possibility thus far. And it's not that big of a jump at all to be otherworldly for Kwan.
And Emery looks over at Kwan. So if I come with you, I get out of here.
Yes, I'll take you somewhere else. It'll be fine. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to imagine a seat right on the front where the bottom of the bottle is, where like the feet are all like curved in that star shape. I'm going to put like a wicker chair on the front.
Yeah, like Emery's like, why are you doing this, Emery? Why are you doing that? She's like climbing onto it like, oh God, oh God. No one's gonna believe you. No one at all. No. Oh my God. And she just closes her eyes, but like her fingers are gripped into this wicker chair.
So Emery, you and Quan are seeing two different things. Like Quan hasn't pointed out in the distance, he can see his blackboard running on the Mobius strip. You're still blackness with like different, what you assume could be worlds, just flashes of like projections, right? Quan, every time your blackboard runs through the loop of the strip, the center, like the two gaps, like in an infinity loop, the two gaps change scene. So you can kind of see different things flashing forward. You see a jungle, you see a tiger with blue stripes, you see heralds, but hairier. It's weird. You don't see anybody standing their ground dramatically in a crater, glowing. No spiky hairs for you. But yeah, the scene is flashing. Nothing else going on around you aside you, your rocket ship bottle with a wicker chair.
I'd like to imagine some fins on it, so I've got a little bit of steering.
Okay.
And a little wheel that controls them. No, like a bobsled control. I'm gonna have little wires that I pull up to control it.
Oh my god, am I gonna have to lean?
Right.
It's Jack.
Okay.
I think that's Harold over there. I'm going to initiate the process.
She's like, yep, okay, whatever you say. Can I also...
I'm going to imagine a mousetrap style trigger because I've loaded like a shotgun or something with the Mento.
The dominoes falling.
Dominoes fall, the
marble
marble roll.
Oh my god, is it Marble Run? We're on
There's
a
a
giant
cage
marble.
that lands on a thing and it pulls the trigger and fires the shotgun of Mentos into the 60-litre bottle through the lid.
I will say the cumulative of this scenario requires a player intrusion expenditure of an XP.
Yes! I challenge everyone, come up with a more imaginative way to translate between recursions. I throw down the gauntlet.
Okay, where are you aiming to go?
Oh, you said I saw Harold, right?
I mean, that was one of the flashes that didn't stay for very long.
Oh, so the flashes just keep changing? I'll just aim at the flashes. Just random.
Right or left hole?
Always veer to the left.
Yes, that's my answer. Roll me a d20.
Oh god, where are you taking me?
12.
12, you say? Okay. You aim your flaps, you point the nose to where you think is a straight shot to that left side of the loop. And through your mousetrap trigger, those Mentos plunk into the soda bottle. And at first, everything seems fine. It's got a build up, and then your soda is just spewing out the back end and projecting you forward. Yeah, and
I would like to cry, please.
yeah, you don't have to roll for your crying. Is there anything in particular you want to like envision? Your mind is so loud.
It's just intense sounds. I think she feels like she's being deafened more than anything, so she keeps her eyes firmly shut.
Okay, shoots out forward with a jolt. You're taken back into your wicker seat. It's kind of pokey, not the most refined wicker. You grab onto your saddle, Quan, hold on for dear life, and it starts spiraling. Like the velocity of the ejection of the soda coming out is starting to twist you around and around.
And Emery's like, oh my god, like again, like.
Yeah.
I'll try and counter the rifling a little bit with the fins.
You overcorrected. Now you're spiraling the other direction.
She's like, stop touching it, stop touching it, stop touching it.
Ah, hell, we're going in the right place. I just let go of the reins. Let's see where I go.
She's like, we are going to die.
The second you let go of the reins, you stop spiraling, but you get straight towards that loop and you veer right into the Mobius strip and you hit the blackboard.
Yes!
And upon...
No!
I can't with you. You've broken me.
I'm so sorry.
Upon impact of the blackboard, you are hit with utter silence, Emery. Sweet, sweet silence.
She's like, okay, whatever you did.
If Quan was speaking or screaming, that is also cut out. You're muted to everything. Quan, yep, sitting right beside you.
Oh, God.
Instead of blackness, you guys are very white. And you're still going forward, but instead of the space that you were in, shut up, Quan. You're...
I'd like to reach back in my wicker chair and just start.
Yes,
Elements
wail
and
on it. That's fine. Your Mentos bottle seems to have gained some wheels, so it's now on 4 wheels. No steering wheel, no axles, just wheels. And you are now traveling along a road. Unexpectedly quick. Like, maybe 10 times quicker than you would expect the velocity of Mentos to be projecting you.
Great. That's because I use
No.
strange Mentos.
No,
It's quiet in here, Breck.
and this road is so lonely, so blank. And you see the blackboard at the end of this road. And despite the sheer volume of 60 liters, you're now reaching the end of that oomph and you're decelerating and you're getting slower and slower until just the nose of your bottle hits it. And you guys go blank. You're back in the room. Say is surprisingly in there.
Ah.
Staring at you all.
Did the Mentos bottle come with us?
No.
Like, Emery's like, oh, are we back? Can we hear? I can't hear any. And we go, someone say something. And then, like, not him.
Yes!
Like,
No. No one say anything. We're gonna sync that in. You've given us so much data. You've passed the test. Even Harold has passed.
Harold or Harold?
Quan.
You're gonna get chucked out with the experiment.
We remember we took your bodily fluids. You all
Mine will be the viscous ones.
translatable star seeds. Now, the question is, where are you going to go?
See, that's what happens when you misbehave.
I'm going to give
You want
Harold the
something?
last word on this scene, but we're going to fade there. You guys are trying to reorient yourselves back into this space, the three of you. And Harold, how do you take all of this?
This actually makes a lot of sense for Harold because on the one hand, he understands what's going on around him. On the other hand, he's scared. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So, yep. He's just watching and silently fearing the idea of doing what they did.
Well, my apologies, guys. We're going to end there. And I meant to end like 10 minutes ago, but there were some sort of shenanigans that I had to resolve here. So, Yay! How's everyone doing?
I'm having the game of my life. This is great.
Whereas Jess is going to turn this off and go cry.
This is like when you watch Silence of the Lambs and there's Hannibal.
Yeah.
And sorry, Jeff.
No, all good. It's fine. Is our raid cry a lot of Harold? Is that what I'm gathering from chat?
I don't know.
I think that would be a good one though. Just Harold.
Harold, Quan, Harold.
I think everything else is something that Jess said as like a exasperated response to something we've done.
Just sigh or head desk or.
I think both
Yeah.
sessions now, I'm just like, so what is Quan even doing?
And I promise you, I will always have an answer that begins, well!
Did we change the
Oh.
title of the season from Mortal Spheres to What is Quan doing?
Clearly, I had the wrong vision for this.
Mysterious Life of Quan.
I was really trying, I promise. I couldn't figure out the puzzle.
That's okay. You were intelligibly speaking like 75% of the time this
Yes.
time, which was great.
I worked on it, everyone. I worked on the Irish. I leveled
Alright.
up with more Dublin.
Why don't we do our outros, do our rounds and abouts? and
Sounds so
things,
dumb.
guys.
Jess, I'm sorry, we love you.
Oh no. Behind this pained, exasperated face is a person enjoying their time here, I promise.
So let's go the other way around this time. Let's start with Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice or White Rabbit Pick. I really enjoyed this. Breck is. I don't know what Breck is. I just know he's a crazy man that eats lollipops and apparently makes rockets out of imaginary Mentos and soda bottles and God knows what. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. You can find me at White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I do photography and other shenanigans, but otherwise, I'm also a DM for this channel. I play on this channel, and I'm also over on Tales from the Grim, Greg's channel, for 2 campaigns coming up soon. I apparently can't say no to games, and I now have no time. I think I'm in 11 this season, something like that. 10.
This is fine.
I haven't slept in so long.
Tonight's lesson, GMing for Scrat requires a degree of masochism. Next, let's go to Zelda. Oh, hi, Zelda. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. If you want to find me, my name's up there. Twitter, Twitch, sometimes streaming. Wow, that was... So there's a little secret I'm keeping. I'm trying to find out what Harold's thing is. Say is trying to find out what Harold's thing is. She's like, no,
Excellent.
just do it. Do your thing while I watch. I'm just
Do
gonna
the
rest you.
thing!
Do your thing.
Do your dance. Yeah, now.
I'm secretly just like, Say is trying to figure out how to make Harold her friend. Everyone else is just like, I think I can do it. And Harold's like a brick wall. And she's like, come on, give me something. Give me that one relatable thing that I can be like, oh yes, I do that too. But
I love
yes.
that. Yes.
Oh man. Also packing Breck on my back while running at top speed and thinking of what would happen if he actually attempted to open a suitcase. Going at that speed would have sent both of us flying.
Oh god.
Which is really funny because you were mentioning the death rate at which that speed would have caused us.
Yeah, I think at 40 it goes up to about 35% chance of dying or something like that. It's a
And that's
steep
in a
one.
car?
No, that's being hit by a car or falling over.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Or falling over, moving at that speed.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So that madman just tried to open something that would cause major drag on one side while we're moving at high speeds
Yep.
with no protection.
You made it seem so casual, though.
It just seems that way. Oh,
Um,
lovely. My biggest worry was that the recursion itself was gonna like screw up the running, and I was just gonna lose traction and fall and fly at 80 miles per hour.
That's fair.
That would have been terrifying. Thinking of that is terrifying.
Yeah, you just got into your jealous space zone. You're fine.
It's good. That is my mind palace, my jealous space zone.
Yes.
and so last of the players, except for me, is Hans. Oh, hi, Hans.
Hey, so my favorite part so far is the fact that circumstances have conspired to allow me to say nothing about Harold's special abilities yet again. And I am enjoying that part. I think that Harold was much more friendly this time to say than the last time, though. He did actually run at the same time that she was running. So, I mean, that's huge for him. He participated in a group activity. And, you know, I eventually put Quan down, so there's that too. This is a lot of growth for Harold, frankly. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next session where I will conspire once again to do nothing supernatural whatsoever. We'll see how that goes.
I look forward to it.
So before I wrap, let's go to you, Jess. How was it for you?
I have learned a lot this session. I really have, and I am so excited to take these notes. And I'm not saying I'm gonna railroad you, but I'm gonna come prepared because I didn't outline anything for this one, and it went about as well as I thought it would, which was I enjoyed it. I liked the turns that it took. Those were some crazy shenanigans. I honestly loved it all. The puzzle was intriguing, the way that you guys interpreted it. So yes, many notes, very fun. Such wow. Thank you all, though. But in all seriousness, you guys bring a lot of creative energy and a lot of willingness, despite like all the crazy hours that we're playing right now. So thank you. Lots of fun.
And where can we find you online? What do you do?
Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitter, and everything else sucks. I mean, Twitter kind of sucks, but it sucks the least. So yeah, Burst of Hope on there, and I think my season ramps up starting next week. So there's a lot of things I'll be playing in. Yay. Okay, back to you, Scrat. What do you
Thank
do?
you. No, before we get to what I do, my favourite part was definitely Jess's beautiful, long-winded description about, say, setting the speed, and then the spit take after. I was just like, why have you described me like this?
Okay, but I do pretty much do exactly what she said, but I would not describe my pants that way. That's about the only...
That is the best moment I think I'll ever have. That was great. I was more alive in that moment than any other time I've ever been alive in my life.
I'm sorry.
That was great. Pure joy. Pure joy. You don't often experience it. I did in that moment. So things, yes. Yeah, no, apart from that, I love the puzzle. I genuinely didn't understand it. I never would have got to the conclusion that we just had to do our own weird thing. Like, as soon as you gave me that velocity thing, I was like, right, we need to find the velocity. Then we all need to do it.
Yeah. I learned my lesson.
And I apologize for that. I'm a terrier with law drops. I'm like, I've got one. I've got it. Hey, this is the thing. I don't need anything else. And apparently now all my actions come out in Quan's voice. What a good session. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you all. So, social links. Check out our social links, our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube. Discord is a safe, inclusive space where you can come and talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things that are going on in this community. Discord, send me a DM and I'll get you a game. We currently have 5 games running at the moment, 2 in D&D 5e, 1 in the Cypher system, 1 in Monster of the Week, and 1 in Ryutama. We also have a Patreon. You can support us over on Patreon for $1 a month, and every dollar is very much appreciated. We've recently hit our $500 goal, and we've managed to stay at it consistently. So thank you all so much for the support. It means tons. We're not going anywhere. We're going to carry on doing this. We're going to carry on doing this for as long as we can, making safe spaces for new DMs like Jess to come and have a safe game. Whoops.
You're fine. Everything's fine. It's all good.
I say new DM. It's more new to streaming, right, with you, Jess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So entirely my GM experience has been via stream and or convention, not really locally at a table.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you truly are a fresh DM then.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I legit started GMing like a couple weeks before Gen Con last year.
That's amazing.
Whee!
That is amazing. You're doing a wonderful job. Fantastic. What else do we have? We have sponsors. Check out Bird and the Storm Publishing. Bird and the Storm Publishing are a content creation publishing company who create modules for D&D and other TTRPGs. You just go and check them out. They're wonderful. This is what they look like. You might have seen them at Gen Con last year, and you might see them at Gen Con this year as well. I'll tell you who else you might see at Gen Con. Big reveal. Us.
Ah!
We're going. We're going to Gen Con. We're doing it. See you at Gen Con, everyone. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press created the Dark Matter Alpha.
Sorry, turn that down.
Mage Hand Press. Dun, dun, dun. Mage Hand Press created the Dark Matter Alpha, which is a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. You can play D&D in space or in any other fandom that is sci-fi based. Also, check out our panels. We have arastavad.com, ruinc.com, and tabletoploot.com. So if you want dice, accessories, or maps, go and check them out. You can use one of my discount codes for a 10 to 15% discount, depending on which one you're. And also check out my artist down there as well. Lastly, that is everything. So we are going to go on a little raid. I'm not going to use the raid in this chat, though, because it always balks it. So I'm going to go and find somewhere decent to raid from. We are going to go and raid. We are Nerdsmith this evening. That is where we are going to go and raid. I was on a interview with them earlier in the week, and they're really nice people over there. They are also working on creating a lovely, safe, inclusive space to do D&D and other things. So, gonna throw the support their way. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions. This is it now for the weekend. I'm going to go and play World of Warcraft and be a slob for 2 days, which I haven't done in a very long time, but that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you all on Monday.
Nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. I can't help being a nerd. Yeah, keep on evoking emotions, everyone. We'll see you 1 p.m. on Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, keep waving, keep waving. I didn't have the video prepped. See you later, everyone. Bye.